favourite player, and it's a St Kilda, www.stkilda.afl.com.au. Good luck.
Thanks, Deb.
Well done.
Thanks.
Now, off you go again. Do another 12 for me, will you? There he goes. I love him out here, Sandy, but yeah, very small crowd here at the moment, Sandy, but a very loud one. Looking forward to a terrific game.
Yeah, thank you, Dipper. A couple of big names missing, and Andrew Thompson is going to be sorely missed, but it's interesting, Gerard. Damien Monkhorst starting on the bench for St Kilda.
And Alistair Lynch starting in the ruck for the Lions, Sandy, so they're going to have to go short. And Stuart Lowe is also starting in the ruck. I've always thought he was a ruckman playing centre-half forward. Dougie, he's got another opportunity tonight to fire.
Spider down in the square as we have the opening bounce here at Colonial. Lynch and Lowe, it's an extraordinary combination, isn't it? Black tries to get it out of the middle. Trianides was there as well for the Saints, can't get clear. Lowe tries to barge his way through. He's not successful, Big Stewie, and there will be a ball up.
Stuart Lowe would have made a great forward in a rugby league pack, Doug.
Oh, Woody, what, Jared? No doubt about that. You really expect a very fiery opening here, particularly what's been going on over the last few weeks with the St Kilda Football Club.
Stewie closing in on Barry Breen's record of 300 games. Just 19 behind. Harvey Claim ripped to the ground. The ball spills free towards Michael Voss. He's under the pump and he loses it. Notting was there to try and assist him. The Matthew Young tackle is very good. Peckett's under the pump as well. This is the sort of pressure and sort of desperation we can expect early on in this game.
Daniel Bradshaw is at full forward for the Brisbane Lions. He's been picked up by Max Hudson, and that's a pretty fair matchup for Hudson. He's got the pace to go with Bradshaw, and not a real height problem.
Pushed out wide by Burke. It's a floating high, flat punt. Darryl White was in excellent form last week. A feature of his game was his discipline. Gets it down towards Huskis. He flicks it wide in towards the middle, and Lynch, who looks very, very fit, gets it wide to Chris Scott. He's playing pretty well too. Up towards Michael Voss, towards centre wing, pounced upon, and making sure that he's going nowhere was Darryl Wakeland.
Interesting, Doug, that Chris Johnson's playing across that full back line, and looks as if Lee Matthews has got in position there to take the place of a Justin Ackermanis. You'd expect him to really give them some drive there.
Well, he's done that in the past, Jared. He certainly did it at Fitzroy as well. He's gone to pick up, looks like Freddie Campbell down there, and it looks like Nathan Burke maybe tagging Michael Voss at this stage, or Simon Black, sorry. Yeah, Burke on Black.
Looks like it might be Zilla on Michael Voss, but pretty important in the middle to get for either side to get some decisive winners.
Darryl Wakeland's got Jared Malloy. We've got another bounce, still on centre wing, Zilla and Voss, as you can see on the right of picture, just getting to know one another. Lynch went early, Lowe wins it, Trianides taken to the line.
And one player, Jared, I'm very impressed with is young Lenny Hayes for the St Kilda side. Got great skills both sides of the body. Looks like he might be, not tagging, but playing up on Marcus Ashcroft. Very important player for Brisbane.
He's running with him, all right.
What a run Ashcroft's had. 168 games without a miss. Quite extraordinary. Notting gets through heavy traffic. The kick is high and it's wide. Just inside the line. We've got another throw. Taken, Dipper. Well caught.
Yeah, Black really pushing to get onto Nathan Burke. Lenny Hayes, no doubt he's running with Marcus Ashcroft.
Lowe again wins it. Harvey pushes down towards centre wing. Clean bowls the lot except for Huskis. Adam Huskis, Lowe drops back. Wakeland is there with Malloy. Malloy tackled. Voss into assist. Look at the skill of Michael Voss. He gets it out the back door. He wanted McRae. He doesn't find him. Instead, it's Delaney who goes wide to the outer side. The race is on. Delaney and Lappin. Delaney's pretty quick. Slapped it towards the line. Not out of play yet. Lappin, a little toe poke down towards the right forward pocket region. Continues on. Trianides, a hurried kick under pressure. Comes wide. Young leads in the race. Got it now. Shrugs the tackle. Gives it away to Burke. He's under the pump from Martin. Gets a hurried kick back towards centre wing. They dash at it and push it towards the line and over for another throw-in. Ashcroft and Lenny Hayes taking it to the line. Hayes just 20 years of age. Played just a handful of games. This is the number 22. Lynch wins it. Here is Hayes. Gets a kind bounce and lopes back towards centre wing. That's okay, finds Brett Knowles. Knowles came into this lineup. He's a late inclusion. Towards half forward, Peckett, beautiful roving. Here's a chance for the Saints, but look at the tackle. Sensational on Matthew Carr. He hit a brick wall and he's lost the ball.
I'm not sure the umpire really gave him a great opportunity to get rid of that football. There it is. If there's prior opportunity there, Doug.
Well, it's a great tackle there by Chris Johnson at the end of that one. Looks like Sean Hart's got the job on Robert Harvey with Andrew Thompson out the side. More pressure on Robert Harvey.
Shattuck's kick up towards centre wing, taken by Hudson.
Saw Justin Platt leading from the goal square. He is a player that needs that ball delivered to him on the silver platter.
Stewie Lowe, the bounce across half-back. And he goes long. Johnson's going to get there a little late this time.
Spider just lurking in the goal square. He's up against Justin Lepage, and here goes the big Spider.
Wakelin a long way down.
He's shrunk.
He's lost a lot in height. And in fact, he's changed his name to Justin Platt. Now here's Spider at the back. Couldn't take it cleanly, but he recovers. He bends it round with the left foot. He bends it a little too far. First score of the night that goes to St.Kilda.
Going to be a good contest down there in the forward line with Spider. Very picked up by Justin Lepage. It'd be fair to say Lepage has probably given away 3 or 4 inches in height this occasion.
Lepage will go towards Johnson, who can sneak away from Everett. Few problems for him there. Up towards centre wing. Nicely for Martin. To right half forward. The kick had to be good to Voss. The 2 number 3s, Voss and Burke. But it opens the door for Power. Shrugs one tackle. Kicks in towards goal. Pulls it with the left boot. Luke Power coming back into this lineup this week.
It's about the lowest percentage kick in football, without harping on it, Doug. When you bend the ball around the boot, they look fantastic when they go through, but I reckon they're about a 50% success rate.
When you've got the pace of Luke Power, Jared, you've got to straighten up. He's got the ability to do that and run straight at the goals and click directly through the goals.
Justin Peckett comes out towards Wakelin. Hudson at the back was the spoiler. Voss likes that situation, almost hands it to Black. Black to full forward, clever kick. Bradshaw 20 metres out, and an angle that shouldn't cause him too many problems.
Now, Lee Matthews will be delighted with that. Fred Campbell coming off the ground, and the Saints just rotating a few there. It's going to be Gavin Mitchell come on. He would have been pretty pleased that the ball didn't penetrate the zone defence, and the quick rebound sees Bradshaw lining up for his first.
No problems for Bradshaw, and the Brisbane Lions are on the board.
Well, there's no love lost here. We just see Max Hudson, who is the opponent to Daniel Bradshaw. He was probably caught about 30 metres away from his opponent on that occasion. He tried to come down the ground. The ball was turned over and he got caught out there, Max Hudson. And him and Bradshaw now having a fair dinkum crack at this good kick here by Simon Black. As we said in the preview, a very important midfield player for the Brisbane Lions. And the ability about Black, he uses the ball beautifully. That was a great kick by him.
Daniel Bradshaw gets his 17th goal for the season and the first here at Colonial for the night. If you've just joined us, the roof is closed. Lynch has gone high. He's on the ball for the Lions. Harvey and Hayes combining. Here goes St.Kilda. Into half forward. Johnson will be the flyer again, but it's left 2 St.Kilda boys at the back. One of them is Spider Everett. Picks it up now, but he needs help. Throws it straight out to Simon Black. Black towards Scott. Nice little turn. Sneaks away from Zilla. Goes back in towards the centre. Courage required.
Oh, shit.
And it's going to be given to Notting.
A good effort by Notting to put his body on the line. I'm not quite sure about the free kick. Both players were going for the ball.
Don't know what it was for, but anyway, there was courage shown. Hudson caught one. He's going to get a free kick at half-back.
Well, I think Chris Mitchell just got that one basically wrong. It was unfortunate because you don't want to take contests in the air out of the game. Look at the buckets.
They are huge, aren't they?
Just got to find a winner across half forward at the moment, the Saints. It's pretty well even Steven through the middle of the ground. That's a poor kick.
Freddie Campbell back on, so perhaps Tim Watson just wanting to have a bit of a chat with him. He's now given away 50. Tim might want to have another chat with him.
Yes, I think he might.
Sees the Lions pushing everybody forward, and they're trying to leave 30 or 40 metres space behind, and it looks like Voss is going to be one of the players they're going to direct the kick at.
It's not one of the truly generous 50 metres you'd ever see.
Yet second thoughts on the way through the umpire.
Taken Johnson to half forward. He kicks towards full forward. Man in front's got to be played, and that's Wakelin. Only one of the boys playing tonight.
Campbell off, and Mitchell back on. So the chat will be on Sandy, I think.
Musical chairs. Back in towards the middle of the ground. Lenny Hayes takes it very quickly from Sierakowski, but he's equally well claimed. They'll get out of it eventually, thanks to Matthew Carr. Wide to the outer side, Knowles takes the mark. Just the one goal scored so far in a tight opening. Knowles wanted Platt, it goes over his head. Malloy is at the back. There's a ton of strength, almost throws it out, taken by Simon Black. Look out, here comes Stewie Lowe from the side. Couldn't take it. Sierakowski is there as well. The two big men for the Saints. Sierra does it well. Into half forward, poor kick. No one at home. Johnson takes the mark in defence.
Well, Spider Everett just has to push up to centre half forward to take that. If Sierakowski is dragged down to the middle of the ground, Spider's got to make the contest.
Here's Darryl White dashing through the middle towards Bradshaw again, and his delivery outstanding.
Once again, Doug, another turnover for the Saints across that half-forward line.
Yeah, no doubt, Gerald. And it was a good kick, Sandy, right there with Darryl White, who's got the job on David Sierakowski. Could be a bit of a mismatch there, particularly when the ball goes at ground level. White will run off Sierakowski every time. Nathan Burke had the job on Black. Now he's got the job on Michael Voss.
Bradshaw for his second goal. Umpire does not move.
Well, I think it's already time to make a change. Stuart Lowe back to centre half forward. Put Sierakowski in the middle of the ground just to allow them to have a target across there and to stabilise a little bit, Doug. You don't allow the Brisbane Lions to get away to a 3 or 4 goal start.
Yeah, I think you're right here, Jared. And even the kick here by Chris Johnson missed his target, and White's still had plenty of time to pick the footy up, kick the ball down. So good start to Bradshaw for his 2 goals so far.
Two goals to Bradshaw, 2 goals to the Lions. Lowe back in the middle, up against Lynch. No decisive winner, but it's Voss ripping it out of the middle. The danger signs are up for St Kilda as he kicks it wide in towards right half forward. It will spin away from Bradshaw and co, and we'll have a throw in. The crowd has built up, but by gee, it's still very disappointing.
Yes, Andy, it's looking more like a lock-in than a sell-out. Very
Respective coaches. Voss and Burke jostling with one another. Malloy has great strength. Burke goes to ground. Ashcroft pounces on him. Harvey on the end of the hand pass. Huskis sees it over the line with Knowles.
Inside 50 there. Brisbane Lions 7, St Kilda 2. So Brisbane dominating there in that area. You thought it may have been the other way around now.
Yeah, it was a bit surprising.
Just on centre wing. White at the back will be a flyer. And does it beautifully to McMartin. Sneaks away from Trianides. Kicks up towards the 50 again. Bradshaw is causing headaches. Now, was that out on the full?
It was.
The boundary umpire was caught 140 metres away. And he says it's okay. We'll throw it in.
Looks like too, Jared, that the move's been made here by Tim Watson. Hutchison's now off Bradshaw. Darryl Wakeland's got the job because he started on Malloy.
Malloy doing the ruck work. Lowe just poked it down towards Hodgson. Harvey and Hart. Now the latter looking round, hoping for an optimistic call from the umpire. As Brett Moyle, who's making his debut for St Kilda. This would be a nervous moment for this young boy from Haileybury College. We certainly wish him well. It's a moment he'll never forget. The Hodgson hand pass, not good, straight to Hart.
See what's happened here, Jared, at the moment. When the ball goes inside 50 in the Brisbane Lions, Jared Malloy does all the ruck work, which allows Alistair Lynch to sit back and play that kick behind the play. What he's doing now is standing in between David Sierakowski and of course, Darryl White is his opponent.
Well, Brett Moyle onto the ground, and Sandy, he's got a fanatical grandmother. I heard her on 3AW and 6BR radio today, ringing up and just getting all the Saints supporters to come down and see the debut of her son. I think from memory,
Son or grandson?
Grandson, it's Ivy Moyle.
Ivy, yeah, she's one of our favourites.
She is, great supporter.
And I tell you what, clubs need more supporters like Ivy.
Tell you what, I fear for young Brett if he doesn't get best on the ground.
I fear for St Kilda. And if Tim Notting gets this, it's going to be a boom start for the Brisbane Lions. It's a good-looking kick by Notting, and he snuck it home for another one. Great start by the Brisbane Lions. Notting coming into this lineup this week. He's got his first and the Lions third.
Sierakowski from the ground, and they're going smaller. Fred Campbell onto the ground.
I reckon too, Jared, maybe at this stage it might be time to bring Spider up, maybe up to centre forward. There's no one really down now there to take that mark with Sierakowski off the ground, so
have him in
that
the ruck.
move may be looked at.
Into the ruck.
In the ruck, maybe, Spider?
Well, Lynch has now gone back on Everett, and I think that young Leppard should be in the middle somewhere.
18 points is the margin.
Leppard just running off the half-back line, and he charged to Stewie Lowe.
And has got the free kick low.
I talk about Saints supporters, Sandy. Matthew Young has come off before. Him and his lovely wife Adele were at a birth of their second baby this morning.
Thank you for that, Dipper. Knowles through, but lost it eventually. Hart came over the top, and there's been a throw discovered in that pack, and it's going the way of the Brisbane Lions. Picked up by umpire Justin Schmidt. It'll come back. Virtually at full back.
Levitt has now gone into the ruck opposed to Stuart Lowe.
Shattuck to take it.
Well, they've got Damien Monkhorst on the ground. The Brisbane Lions haven't got a ruckman, an official ruckman out there, recognised ruckman. They've got to really, I think, just get their ruckman onto the ground and try and expose that weakness, because right at this stage, Doug, it's a strength for them. Alistair Lynch has done well around the ground, and, well, they're throwing a kid onto the ground at the moment.
Huskis with ambitions of getting it to Darryl White.
If I was Monkey, I'd be up on the boundary line.
Getting warmed up and saying, Tim, give me a crack at it. You're right, who too, Jared, you caught this one right. Everett's gone into the ruck. Stuart Lowe now has gone to full forward, being picked up by Alistair Lynch.
Spider. They need the next goal. Mitchell in the middle. He got flat as he took his kick, and that may just give them the chance. Picks himself up pretty quickly. Justin Leppich a little aggressive, and be careful, boys, because this is where rather large fines can be incurred, and Justin Leppich is being separated from the pack, and I think he's going to have his name taken. There's a lot of emotion in this game. Everyone talks about St.Kilda being winless and just the one draw, but it's been a traumatic week for the Brisbane Lions. They've had the first 4 weeks on the road. Alan Piper sadly passed away after losing a long battle of illness.
Post.
And St Kilda have got another behind. So finally they've disentangled themselves back towards the middle.
I think Stewie Lowe's now got the forward, and we've got Peter Everett now on Leppich in the ruck.
I'm glad we saw that side of it, Sandy, because the initial footage, it looked like it was an elbow to the head, but that clearly showed that his intention was it was a forearm that just slipped up, and it was basically an accident. So whilst he's been reported, I wouldn't think Justin Leppich would have any problems.
No, it's Scott to black. Now watch Michael Voss here. Well, he elected not to fly in the end. Great work by McRae. He looks towards Ashcroft, Trianides, Voss, Hart, can't get out of it. Bradshaw also claimed. Harvey working hard for the Saints again. Voss once more. Beautiful hand pass to Hart. It was like a bullet. Inside 50 they go again now. Watch out, because the Dozer's nearby. And here he is. Clever puts forward by Leppich. Can he finish it off? He tumbles it through for goal number 4. He was in a bit of form, Dougie, last week, Jared Malloy, and he looks to be continuing it.
Yeah, no doubt, Sandy. And you called it Bueller who ripped Michael Voss the hands. I mean, that handball is just absolutely like a bullet handball. Just unbelievable. It was so quick. Quick here, kick by Sean Hart to get the ball forward here. And Justice Leppich only minutes before had his number taken. Knocked the ball on beautifully to Jared Malloy, who on the left side of the body just snapped it beautifully for the goal.
23 points the margin. Monkey is running the boundary line, boys, but Spider's on the ball in the middle. Up against Lynch. There's been an infringement in the square, and infringing with the Brisbane Lions. Everett to take it. Anita replied badly here. Lowe's the target. White is in front. Leppich at the back. He left Leppich to go for the ball, and so he's able to clear it out wide. If it sits for Ashcroft, he could be in business. What a run Marcus Ashcroft has had. 168 games without a miss. Kicks it up towards left half forward. Delaney couldn't take the mark. He's going to get a free kick. And McRae says, what for? Can't believe it.
Well, I think John Harvey must have paid
What for?
infringement on the attacking the man who's facing the ball.
Jared.
Not much in that, Jared.
No, I'm with you.
Carr up towards the middle. We're glad of that. Lynch in the centre. Where will it go from Burke? Look at that tackling. Well, he's let it go. I thought we'd have a bounce. Delaney again tries to get rid of it. Now Lenny Hayes pokes it out wide. Ashcroft and Harvey and co. on the run again. Here goes Harvey. Those beautiful skills. Wonderful to see, even if they're not winning games. It's worth going and seeing players like this, because he's a sensation, Robert Harvey. Up to half forward. Lepage, eyes on the ball. 1, 2 grabs. Mitchell there as well. Huskis wants the boundary line. Instead, he's got Malloy. Jarrett, nice little turn. Does it beautifully, the dozer. Up to centre wing, and he's got McRae. Craig McRae, who is on Lappin?
We've got Lynch running the goal square. He'll pick this up.
No one is on Lappin, and he's kicked it to half forward. Hudson flies. There's some holding on. It's gone against St Kilda. This is an amazing start. Hodgson was the big flyer. We'll have another look at this, because St Kilda fans are not happy. Here it is, Jared.
Well, he had it for a little while there, didn't he, Jared? He may have just dropped it as he was coming down. You said who was on Nigel Lappin. It's Jason Tryon-Eaton who's got the job down there. He's playing on a half-back flank. Very foreign to him, because he normally plays up on the forward line.
They've got Matthew Young sitting on the boundary, who generally plays there, but if this goes through, as you would expect, they'll be starting to think about the sausages.
Bradshaw for number 5. I'll tell you what, they should have cooked the sausages.
Well, you can boil them, Sandy, you can curry them.
They're still sausages, aren't they?
They're still sausages, and right at this moment, Dougie, Tim wants to be thinking, well, what more do I have to do?
Well, Jared, at the moment, the midfield's getting beaten. I mean, Harvey's had a bit of footy. Berkey's had a little bit of footy as well. Looks like Stuart Lowe has now gone back into the ruck. He certainly is changing a full forward spot at Everett. So Timmy's trying something in that ruck area. They're struggling, the Saints.
Great start by Bradshaw. There's Tony Brown on the sidelines with Matthew Young.
Different, Sandy, is the Saints go forward and they just can't get an easy goal, whereas the Brisbane Lions go forward. It's a one-on-one situation and they're getting too simple a goal.
29 points all of a sudden is the margin. Here's Bradshaw again. Now the race will be on at the back. Power is very quick. Ashcroft gets a wonderful bounce and kicks in toward full forward. Hodgson defends, and then, as he does, Tony Brown comes onto the ground for St Kilda, and he replaces Chad Davis.
Yeah, Daniel Bradshaw's got a bit of a liking for Colonial Stadium. I think about 4 weeks ago against the Western Bulldogs, he may have kicked 7 or 8 goals and was outstanding that night. He likes it out here.
30 points the margin. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Delaney tucked in the back pocket. Floats it back again to Peckett. He'll have to be quick. Look out. Lynch dropping into the pack. Fine grab over the top from Matthew Carr. Here's an opportunity now for Lowe. White goes over the top. It passes Lepage. They've got to get back on it now. Attempting to sock off the ground was Shattuck. Couldn't do it cleanly. White will tidy up. The discipline that he's brought into his game is outstanding. Huskis to Lappin. Lappin's away. And really, they're doing it too easily at the moment, Jared.
No doubt, Sandy, and even that chase there.
Here's another one. This will be Malloy for a goal. The dozer cruises in and he kicks another one. Two to Malloy, 3 to Bradshaw, 1 to Notting. And the Lions have 6 on the board. St Kilda have not troubled.
Now, Sandy, as I said just before we went to the break at the opener, that I jumped and I'd gone for the Saints. Is there any way that we can perhaps change?
Do you know the vessel, the Titanic?
Yeah, I think I jumped onto it.
Gee, I'll tell you what, Jared, there's a few players are saying Kilda at this early stage in this first quarter with their heads down at the moment. They've got to put their heads up and have a feel they can crack here. Gee, we look at poor Tim Watson. What's going through his mind at the moment?
I think there'd be a lot, actually. There's another infringement. This time it's gone against St Kilda. So Lynch is going to fire them forward. When they have gone forward, they've been long, they've been direct, and they've been successful. Bradshaw the flyer, and a big flyer too. Peckett is at the back. Wide to Tony Brown, who's just come onto the ground. Can sneak away from Michael Voss. and chip towards centre wing, towards Burke. Can't take the mark. Beautifully done by Scott. Very quick to recover. Kicks it back towards the 50. Oh!
Well, it's an important passage of play. Craig McRae is looking fairly sick. He's been collected fairly high, but he was the one going hardest at the footy. And maybe that's one of the reasons why the Saints are yet to score. Try and eat his.
A bit accidental there, Jared.
No, I don't think there was too much that you get reported for, Dougie. It was just a sheer clash of bodies. I think Tim Watson would be saying to himself, well, I think we're having a fair crack, but we're just not scoring goals, and the ball goes up the other end of the ground. No doubt that the Lions have got a better forward structure at the present stage. They're getting the ball in quickly, and they're getting the ball into players in space. Craig Lambert just chewing the fat on the boundary line with a few of his teammates. He can't wait to get on. He's got his hand in the air.
Well, one's going to go on now because McRae, who notched up his 100th game last week.
I reckon it'll be Marty McKinnon if you have to pluck one.
Got the stretcher coming out now, Sandy, for Craig McRae.
He's a tough little nut, this boy from Glenelg in South Australia. But at the moment, he's not sure whether he's at Colonial or Carrara.
So it's a vast improvement on Carrara if we're up there.
And you're right, by the way. Martin McKinnon, who came into this side, is getting his chance because of this.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It certainly wasn't intentional, Doug. And you could almost argue that he ran into Traianides, but he did leave the ground, and that's why he was picked.
And Matthew Young also getting a run for St Kilda at the expense of Brett Moyle. So a hold up here as McRae leaves.
Sandy, what happens here if the stretcher comes on? Is Craig McRae allowed to back on in a certain time, or is it a is that a rule now?
Well,
that
the stretcher hasn't been used,
but it's come onto the ground. Sandy, is there a rule that says that
I think
you've got to go 15 minutes or something?
I think you're
he
right.
can't come back straight away, but he can come back.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that's going to be of great concern, although there was that farcical scenario, I think it was last year or perhaps the year before, where the stretcher went out, the player had to jump onto the stretcher.
Well, that's when they were using the stretcher. I mean, it was for other purposes. It was ridiculous.
Looks like Notting here.
Yep, Tim Notting from 55.
Can unload.
And has unloaded with a big, big bomb from behind. 1 goal, 1 to Tim. Craig just being asked which state he's in. Peckett in the meantime brings it back for Robert Harvey. Call to play on quickly to the outer side to Traianides. 39 points to 2. It's been an amazing first quarter. Tony Brown. Darryl White, watch him at the back with the effective fist. Poked it down towards Stephen Ziller, however, and he takes it. But he took it over the line. So there'll be a throw-in on centre wing. Ziller, who came over from Woodville West Torrens.
She's getting some possessions and starting many of their attacks, the Lions, off that half-back line, and Chris Johnson doing particularly well, as is Adam Huskus. And Jarrett Malloy just starring through the middle of the ground.
He's been sensational, hasn't he? Gives it to Hart, who gives it to Bradshaw. He plays on now, wants to swing round, does so. The kick had to be perfect, and it wasn't quite. Young's just come onto the ground.
There's a boundary.
And will clear to the line. But gee, they were so close then.
You just touched on Johnson before there, Jared. You mentioned that early at the start of the game. He's gone to a back pocket with Ackermanis out of the side. He's had 7 possessions and taken 3 marks, and they've rotated Mitchell and I think Freddie Campbell off the ground on a few occasions, so no doubt Johnson certainly on top in the back pocket.
Saw this side, Sandy, get beaten by Port Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, and Lee Matthews commented that just not playing with energy. Well, they revitalised the Lions. That's exactly what they're playing with at the moment. They are pumped and they're up to the energy levels I'm sure Lethal saw many weeks last year.
Yes, that was in the closing stages of that long road haul. This is Chris Scott. Oh, bang! Thought he was turning out of trouble, went straight into it. Knowles onto the right boot, down towards half forward. Darryl White should have been paid, but wasn't. Play on was the call. The kick is high by Justin Platt, but it's too wide.
Just notice that Spider Everett, whenever the ball comes to that half-forward line, he's running back towards the square. I think at this stage, you've just got to attack the footy. Don't worry about going back there and just getting the easy one over the top. Got to go at the footy.
Look at White again. Coming over the top, making probably 25 metres, but kept in by Tony Brown. Swings it back, in fact, has a shot. White will hit for the line. Copped a shove at the same time, but conceded it behind.
Looks like Harvey now may have gone to a half-back flank. He's followed Michael Voss down there. So that's a strange sort of move. You think Harvey was better sit up in that midfield, particularly with Thompson out of the side?
Well, I think he's just trying to break the tag to Watson and put him onto Michael Voss. See if he can run him around, but Saints just desperate for a couple of goals. Right at this stage, they're not out of the game. I mean, 6 goals, you can turn that round relatively quickly if you get yourself some scoring opportunities, but it doesn't look like it at the moment.
Too wide for Marcus Ashcroft. The kick from Martin. So Stewie Lowe to come back in with just under 3 minutes of this first quarter remaining.
I think the bonus at this stage, though, Doug, is the Saints' heads haven't dropped. The work rate is still there.
Lynch, Scott, clever by Scott to Notting. Beautifully done, and he goes wide at Johnson, who sneaks away from Burke. Or does he? No, persistence by Burke. That was well done. Eventually has to give it off to Notting. Kicks it down towards half forward. Voss. Look for the umpire and the free kick. Received neither. Trianini's hammer. Goes on with it on the outer side. Now he gives it to Pickett. Here's a chance, surely, for St Kilda. Pickett and Everett.
Well, Jared, you called that. You're dead right about Spider. He was darting back towards the goal square, but he certainly led on that occasion. This is what he has to do all the time. There's Lynch. It would be an absolute ripper if he'd taken that mark.
He just dropped the car, Dougie.
Yeah, he did. It was great. Great play by Nathan Burke out in the outer to shepherd his teammate to take that mark before.
Here's Spider to break the drought. Has he broken the drought at last? Yes.
Just maintain, Sandy, the Saints' work rate is still pretty fair, and the heads are still up. They're not out of this match. The scoreline looks horrible, but if they can get another one perhaps in the last 2 minutes of this quarter, you know, I think Tim Watson will have some positives to go into quarter time break with.
No
Obviously
doubt,
they need a big run. It's not all over.
Spider's been averaging 5.5 goals a game. He's got his first for the night. And St Kilda, can that be the start for them to set something up? Out of the middle, Zilla. A hurried kick. A couple of minutes before quarter time. They get a couple more. Young took his eye on it at the crucial time. It pounced on him once again. Simon Black is at the bottom. It does come out towards Young. He surges forward towards Trianides, who just about gives away a free kick to Houston.
You've got to pay him if they're there.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but he didn't. Hart shows absolute courage. Young needs help. Goes back inside towards Brown. He's got Harvey running. Look out, Harvey. Back he goes to Pickett. Gives away a little ground here to try and set something up in the middle. And it's going to be okay. Harvey again picks up yet another possession. Kicks inside 50. Huskers backing into the pack shows courage. And is managing to come away quite easily in the end to Johnson.
Yeah, I think they just overplayed that one through the middle, and the long kick to Spider was the better option. Freddie Campbell just running around like the proverbial chookless, headless chook at the moment.
No, chookless head. Darryl White's been very good. This is Bradshaw, Lappin. I think you've had a big day, Joe, but take it easy.
Yeah, good point.
Here goes Lappin again. 75 out. He goes long. He wants Malloy and co. Bounces over the back. And another behind goes on the ball.
You ever been critical of Robert Harvey sometimes, Jared, that when he works hard and wins the football, just that disposal at times he can turn the ball over by foot. He just tries to do a little bit too much sometimes.
Yeah, that extra possession got him into a position where he's kicking under pressure.
Yep.
Pickett.
Geez, he's got a good mark overhead, Matthew Carr.
Plays on nicely. 16 seconds remaining. Johnson's at the back. Play on is the call. Johnson has support through Shattuck, and he gives it to Darryl White.
Very good player last week, Darryl White.
He's had a fair start tonight, Jared. As he kicks after the siren. A big first quarter for the Brisbane Lions, but Tim Watson pumping up Here's Moorabbin Chargers as they desperately try and get into this game. Grant Thomas, you can see in picture there. Fine player with St Kilda. And Robert Harvey. And also North Melbourne, of course. Robert Harvey again amongst the possessions.
Next 5 minutes so important though, Sandy, for St Kilda. They've got to just remain positive.
Obviously the first 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter is very important to them.
And I notice Spider looks to be starting in the ruck dipper. He's got a big job now. Rob Harvey's obviously carrying some sort of injury. They need Spider to just put in a huge game in the middle of the ground.
Absolutely, and also Monkey's starting on the bench once again, but Tim Watson was having words to him before he sat on the bench, so we expect to see Monkey on very shortly.
And at the other end of the ground, Doug, Nathan Burke's gone to the back pocket.
Yeah, we've seen him play there, Jared, a fair bit this year down in the back pocket, picking up, looks like Luke Powell's a very dangerous player down there. Burke is a player down there, Jared, that does straighten him up, and he uses the ball beautifully down that back half.
So Monkey continues to wait for his opportunity.
And Trianides continues to play on Nigel Lappin. I'm not sure he's played there with a lot of success so far, but second quarter, everything starts afresh.
Yep, 9 plays 40, 31 points in it. And if St Kilda can get the first couple of goals, who knows what could happen. The Lynch hand pass is okay. Up towards the centre half forward. Bradshaw slipped. The door opens for Lappin. He charges it inside 50. Out comes Hudson. Trianides also over the top. From the back door, Ashcroft. He gives it to Malloy. He shrugs 1, 2. He's 48 metres out. He bends it back a little too far. And one behind.
Just at a stage there a couple of years ago after Jared Malloy finished with the Fitzroy Football Club, he was on the verge of being anything. He got injured. I think it may have been a knee injury. I think it put him out. He was really on the verge of being a superstar.
Well, that's a free kick. Umpire.
Nothing to the man you're talking about, Malloy. Taken away by Burke. Not out of trouble yet. Harvey, bang. He's in all sorts of bother. If he's that quick, why is he on the ground, Jared? Power, Voss. Now, what did you do there, Michael? Got a strange call. Young took it, and St Kilda may just make the Star Lion pay here. They need a mark from Spider, and they've got it just inside 50.
Well, Spider moved forward pretty well there, but Matthew Young was the one who intercepted it and established that Brett Knowles, geez, he looks a good player, Doug.
Looks a very good
Let's
guy.
just have a look, though. This is what impacts on you so badly. When players come in and arm tackle, and that one was Stephen Ziller. He came in and just laid an insipid tackle. You've got to get in around the body. And it's one that they'd surely highlight at half-time.
Everett from outside 50. It's still a very quiet St Kilda crowd here at Colonial. First 8 to 10 minutes of this quarter could tell the story of this game. If St Kilda can score a couple early on, we know their third quarters have been well documented, but they've got to put that behind them, and the wheel at some stage does have to turn. This is Craig Bolton. He's from half back and he kicks up towards centre wing. Bradshaw a little too far underneath it. Will try and slap it forward over the head of Tony Brown. That was okay, but now they need support. Ashcroft does it well in the end. Here's Hart on the end of the hand pass. Can make St Kilda pay as he bends it back. May have gone too far, this time to the right.
That was a bad work by Maxie Hutchinson there. He attacked the player at the right moment and made him really try to kick high and over his hands. He just dragged it to the left at that stage.
We just saw the bench there for Brisbane Lions. It's McRae, Brown, Lambert and Scott. And for St Kilda, Monkhurst, Mitchell, Sierakowski, Platt.
Here's Ashcroft. Again, they snap. He's usually pretty good in front of goal. Another behind.
Well, Jason Trianides trying to pluck the proverbial needle out of the haystack there. He's tried to pinpoint a pass to Tony Brown, who's 4'3" when he's standing on a box.
Better kick, longer kick from Trianides. Nicely done. So they've had a couple of cracks at it and haven't been able to score. Wakeland's kick is better to Justin Peckett, and he now has the chance for a goal.
Been a good move here, Sandy, endured by Tim Watson. What he's done now is got Chad Davis playing in the goal square of Justin Peckett, and at this stage Justin Peckett's been picked up by Justin Lepich, who gives him plenty of room, so that could be a good move by Timmy. Peckett
has just 2 goals to his name this season. Of course, spending time at both ends of the ground. He kicks from 40 metres. He's kicked a goal. Well, the Brisbane Lions have had 3 attacks for 3 behinds. St Kilda have got what they wanted.
Let me square up with Jason Trionetes there, Doug. Had a crack at him for his first kick out, but the second one to find Daryl Wakeland, here it is, was an absolute beauty, and he's kicked it to a bloke capable of taking an overhead mark. That is a great setup from the St Kilda side, and he's kicked it long, and Peckett, he came out. It's a good goal for the Saints and a good start to his second term.
St Kilda gets the start they wanted. Can they go on with it? Lynch in the middle, up against Everett. Beau McDonald, a withdrawal from the Brisbane lineup, so the ruck division somewhat depleted. Notting is crunched, gives it away towards Shattuck, needs a hand pass to Hart, and that's effective. Round the body he goes towards Lappin, Bradshaw and co. Waiting down is Lenny Hayes, off to Harvey. He is that crook, Robert Harvey. Lenny Hayes again. There's been a whistle, and it's a Brisbane Lions free kick. It's going to turn it over. He initially, the umpire, went to the Lions. Now turns it over. Martin defends well. Trionetes tries to throw it out to Delaney. He's under the pump and loses it as well. And coming in for a bounce will be umpire Derek Humphrey-Smith.
I just thought Delaney could have just hoofed the ball off the ground there, Doug.
Yeah, he just tried to keep the ball in there, Jared. He could have pushed the ball forward to a couple of teammates who looked like appeared to be calling for the football.
Hudgston's gone on to Jared Malloy, who started the first term, and Spider's just going to dominate this ruck now.
To Peckett. Around he goes, low and white. At the back is Martin. Wants the boundary line and is happy to find it.
Doug, they just look a more potent side with Spider controlling the neutral ball situation. Centre bounces around the ground, and throw-ins. Buckets is going to do it up near the forward line, but Spider's just getting first use of the footy.
Certainly going to test Daryl White as that ball goes over the line.
You just feel, Jared, that Damien Moncler's going to come on very soon. I'd like to see Stuart Lowe and Spider Everett deep inside 50 in their forward line to really stretch him and bring Monkey on into the ruck at the moment, because there's no real big rucking for the Brisbane Lions. He's running around a fair bit.
Stewie held it for a long time. The Lynch tackle was perfect. Hart tries to slap it clear. They're not out of trouble yet. Zilla has a quick snap, but it's a wide again and out of bounds on the full.
Good game of footy, Sandy. We've got two sides, I think, really struggling for form. The Lions have won a couple of games, but they're not in great form. They're playing very good footy at this stage, and the Saints, I think, they know what's at stake here today, and they haven't dropped their heads. They've responded at quarter time.
That's out of bounds on the full. Zilla again. 2-4 plays 6-7. Brisbane leading. Zilla centering ball. Everett the target, but Daryl White's at the back. He could have marked that, instead elected to thump it down towards Bradshaw. Gets it off to Martin. He's in trouble. It's a beautiful tackle. The ball spills free. Lappin appears to have a fair bit of time. Lynch handled it like a hot potato. He may pay for it. Behind.
Pressure though, Doug. Pressure there for the Saints, and all of a sudden Alistair Lynch got the fumble. And, well, they're only human. If you put the pressure on, the ball's going to go to ground.
Yeah, I think, White, you're right there, Gerald. White made his mind to punch that ball. Sandy was right there. He could have certainly marked that, but on that occasion, he had his mind set to punch it, and he continued to do that.
Chris Scott is standing by to come back on. Lepich is told to get on with it, and he does to Lynch.
It's a very good side, this Brisbane Lions outfit, and they're under the pump at the moment. And they'll be looking around for their experienced players and the young guns like Simon Black just to find a couple of goals for them.
That low punch was as good as a kick. It's not a pretty game by any means at the moment, but by gee, you know what's at stake here. Freddie Campbell. Freddie! Gone. Ball gives a hand pass away. The snap is high. That's a better looking kick from St Kilda. Brett Knowles.
Well, we may have to go down to the boundary line at some stage shortly. There's obviously a major wind advantage to that Lockett end of the ground. Dipper's just checking that now for us.
Yes, there is, Jared. Fantastic goal that was.
Just the pressure on both sides here. The tackling's been just terrific over the last 5 minutes. Great goal to Brett Knowles. Had a good game so far.
Freddie just ran into a train.
I think we've got a game here, gentlemen. 3-5 plays 6-7. St Kilda getting the first 2 goals of the second quarter, and a spider going down towards Lowe. Ricochets away from him off to Huskis. He's got to give it away to Shattuck, and he does. Up towards centre wing. Some urgency now with Notting. He's got to beat a couple. They pounce on him, and he's caught one in the back. He caught one in the back from Matthew Carr, says the umpire. So Tim Notting, no one on the mark, is able to penetrate 50. Again, Bradshaw dropped probably what he should have taken. Advantage is being paid to Young. He can go to the outer side. Is an advantage. Lynch. Well, he's got a panic in front of him. Passes to Luke Power. Power can go on with it. He's a left footer. He can chip to Lappin. It's a shocking kick. Straight over the top to Voss. To Burke. And he comes away to Young. Young goes to the outer side. And he finds Brown. Another opportunity. Jared goes begging.
Oh, it's just great footy at the moment, Sandy. As you said, not pretty, not classical skills, but if you like it hard and tough, and both sides having a red hot go and an honest go, well, that's what you've got here.
Here's Freddie at the back. Has Trianides running. He can kick a goal from here. 55 out. There's no one in the square. It's over.
Here they come.
And it is. Jason Trianides gets his first goal. Freddie Campbell is pumped up, and so too are the Saints.
Well, you're right, Jared. It's not real pretty football here. There's been a couple of turnovers in the last couple of minutes. Young turned the ball over. Luke Power went forward and turned the ball over as well. This is the reason why maybe Jason Trianides is playing up a half-back flank to give him plenty of run. That's terrific football by him. It's a great goal.
He's a good finisher too, isn't he?
Yeah, no doubt.
Skills. Just have a look at Spider Everett, though. He's taken the last 3 centre bounces away almost uncontested.
Tim Notting in the ruck at this stage for the Brisbane Lions.
He's got a huge loop. That's what he'll try and use to effect. But Spider should be able to just flick the ball back to young Tony Brown, and they get a free take from the middle.
43 plays 29.
Alistair Lynch lurking across half-back.
14 points the margin. Notting wins it down towards Lappin, who wanted a little toe poke further on. Not successful. Lenny Hayes partly smothered. Power and Lappin give chase. Luke Powell want to get back onto the left foot, and he does now. Chipping it in towards McKinnon. He's clear, and he's 65 out, and he can roost the ball to full forward. He wanted Bradshaw. Waitland chops him off. Gives it off to Burke. Burke comes wider. Hodgson's got the mark in the back pocket. St Kilda's come alive.
And all of a sudden, Sandy, they're getting the run from defence. It's been absent for 4 weeks.
Correct. Shattuck and Co. under the pump. That was Huskis. Now Voss gives it back. Notting has to be quick. Felt the pressure and gave it straight away to Brett Moore, who appreciated it. Spider's inside 50. He's taken the mark. And what a turnaround we're witnessing here at Colonial Stadium.
It's just good footy. It's pressure footy. Both sides applying the pressure. But at this stage, Doug, it's St Kilda with the ascendancy. 25 minutes ago, it was the Brisbane Lions.
And your line at the start of the game, you said you were going to jump ship.
Back on board now, Sandy.
I didn't hear that.
No, he's jumped ship on St Kilda. But Spider hangs his head because he's missed.
He's just struggling in front of the goals. The big Spider hasn't kicked all that accurately tonight.
Just watching Justin Lethbridge, boys, as he kicks his ball out. He was just grabbing the side of his face a minute ago. He doesn't look too good.
Kicked 1 goal, 3 Spider Everett so far tonight.
He came into the game with 28 goals, 10.
Do you think they're waiting for Monkhurst for fresh legs in the second half, Jared?
No, I'd say that's the plan at this stage, Dipper, but just having a look at Justin Lepich, if they continue to play a real small on him, maybe Lepich should go forward.
He's Trianides, centering kick. He wants Freddie Campbell. Hasn't quite got him. Johnson's got dash. Voss has got the footy. Almost threw it out the back door. Young takes them on. Tries to get through. Harvey gets the hand pass away. Oh, this is a better looking St Kilda outfit. Chad Davis. Misses.
Lynch coming off, boys.
They blew that one there in St Kilda. Had a couple of opportunities. Trianides picked the wrong option going across the ground.
Maybe Lynch coming off, boys, is obviously the hard work in the ruck. So
Jonathan Brown's coming on, Dipper. He's the son of Brian Brown, playing on his second game. Brian, who was big in the Western District, Colac, Koroit.
he's a big boy too, Sandy.
Fine athlete. Hart from the back pocket. Martin, as the Brisbane Lions feeling the heat now being applied by St Kilda, and Stuart Lowe, who came charging over the top. Trianides thought he was clear. Tries to get a kick away, but it's smothered. Here's Lowe. Stewie's hand pass, cropping. At the back is Trianides again. Almost hits the roof with that kick. It's a closed roof tonight. Johnson was a flyer. Pushes to the line. Young and Zilla see it over. 12 points the margin. Marcus Ashcroft may be off with the blood rule.
Last Lions goal, Sandy, was a 22-minute mark of the first quarter. The K9 dot one, and it looks like there's going to be a blood rule here. In fact, it's his brother, the D9.
One of the great mechanical experts.
I took the K9 for a walk today.
You're mixing up the dog with the tractor.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Lowe used the body nicely, tried to palm with the left hand. White was at the back, and he's got it now.
Good move from Darryl White there.
Towards Bradshaw. Whiteland's got strength, and he almost plucks a one-hander. Not going to be paid. Ashcroft gives it off quickly towards McKinnon. Inside 50 once again. Luke Powers at the back, and he's quick. But he got a bad bounce. So too did Scott. Neither could pick it up. The door opens for Burke. Things starting to go St Kilda's way at last. Short little pass. Comes unstuck to Young. Scott in there once again. Young claimed. And there'll be a bounce by umpire Chris Mitchell just inside the Brisbane Lions 50.
Not sure about that short kick there by the St Kilda defender. When you're under enormous pressure like that, your best option is to kick the ball long and get it outside your 50 in your defence.
Must be playing a bit of Russian roulette here, the Saints. Nathan Burke is 20 metres away from his man.
Young gets away from Malloy and Martin, and will probably be the Brisbane Lion boys a little disappointed at that. 2 against 1. Young did well.
So Davis coming from the ground. Here's the Wakeland attempt. Looked like a grab to me, but just not quite enough. Gavin Mitchell back onto the ground, and maybe it's time that we saw Craig Lambert coming onto the ground, Sandy, to win some ball in the middle.
Low, poor kick by Lappin. Trianides. Go back and get it, and he does. To half forward once again. Huskis up early. Lepich comes charging out and takes the mark.
Bradshaw coming from the ground.
Bradshaw off and Lynch back on. Yep. And here's Voss.
Got the numbers.
Power. He's a left footer. He's going to have to be quick. Oh, he sets up his teammates. Something shocking. Voss goes back over the top. That was young Jonathan Brown, by the way. Nodding, tucks it under his arm. He could go all the way here. Kicks it long. In towards full forward. No mark taken. There's 3 St Kilda players, and it's Burke who clears. Malloy had to beat 3 of them. Lappin tries to get in front of Brown. He's not successful. Tony Brown chips over the top. Towards centre wing he goes, and he finds Brent Moyle. Moyle looks up towards Spider. Can't take it, but he can recover. At the back also there is White.
Great effort.
Right. That is courage, and that is discipline, and that's what he showed so much of in his game this season.
No, that was just
guts.
wasn't it?
Absolute guts there by Darryl White. He put himself on the line out. Spider tried to kick the ball off the ground. Terrific football. Eyes for the ball by Darryl White. Outstanding play.
He's backed up.
Plucked it out of the air and gave it to Hart, who kicks to centre wing and finds Chris Scott. Off to McKinnon. A long ball. Lynch has strength. Oh, here's pace of Power. Power kicks a goal to the Brisbane Lions. Well, they needed one, their first for the quarter. Been a long time coming with only 8 minutes remaining to the first half.
There's a shocking bounce here, Jared, for the defence here of the St Kilda side. Darryl Wakeland did all the right things. The ball hit the ground, bounced over his head and his opponent, Alistair Lynch. Here's Nathan Burke, whose opponent is Luke Power. A lucky bounce set that goal up from. That was the only reason why they got that goal.
Yeah,
a little bit of luck.
Good smother there from Alistair Lynch, but the pace is the question here. Can Burkey go with Luke Power in a foot race?
A little bit of a how do you do at St Kilda's half-forward region. Lowe is in the ruck, and that's what the thing was on about with Spider Everett down there at half-forward. Here's Freddie Campbell now, claimed and ripped to the ground. Good work by Voss, but it comes out the back door to Knowles. Can't get past Everett. An attempted soccer off the ground is clear. Here's a chance now for Hart. He has it. He's lost it. Moyle's got him. Pickett picks it up, but he's claimed. Look at them pounce on him. And Justin is going nowhere. 18 points the margin. 3 straight kicks.
Old-fashioned football. This is just fantastic
footy,
footy.
boys, yeah.
Hard and tough.
There's a flat football too. It's that tough. They put the head out of the ball.
Dipper, Freddie Campbell, he's had 1 kick and 2 handballs. He's looked dangerous, but he just hasn't been able to either win the footy or
every time
convert.
he's got the ball, he just wants to take that extra step or try the next thing. The first thought, until he gets his confidence. He's got plenty of pace, hasn't he?
Here comes the big monkey for his first
on.
run.
Monkhurst is on. Moyle is off.
McKinnon off and
Lambert on. So a double change there as the youngster just hears from his coach, no doubt. We've got a bounce. We've also got a good, tight, hard game of footy. Deep in St Kilda's zone. Can they take advantage of it? It's still at half forward. Lowe provides a passage, and that was good, strong work. Harvey is in trouble. There's no doubt about that. Notting tries to get the hand pass away. Monkey's on the ground. He gives it to Young. He sits on it. He's hatched it. And he's been peeing.
Just fumbled a couple of times, Matthew Young here tonight on a couple of crucial occasions. The handball wasn't that flash over from Monkey on that time either.
yeah, well, it's a fair decision from Chris Mitchell. Matthew Young just jumped all over it.
Scott plays on. He knows only one way, and that's straight home. Lynch, in effect, well, I thought a good spoil, but he's given away a free kick for a push, and that could result in a gimme goal because he's 20 metres out. Here it is again. Well, he's got him tied up pretty well, hasn't he, Joe?
Yeah, it was a suplex.
Holding the man or a free kick in the back. Two-wayer.
Lynch then. And the Lions just steadying the ship late in this second quarter. His set shots have been iffy in the past. That one's not. Lynch gets, in fact, his first goal for the night.
Well, he has spent a fair bit of time in the ruck, so look, I think it was a pretty fair move from Lee Matthews to put him up forward. Daryl Wakeland had a strength advantage on every other opponent he's had, but against Alistair Lynch, he'd be unders in the strength department, and I think that was what caused the free kick to be given away there.
The Lions again get a 4-goal breathing space. Alistair Lynch getting his first for the night. Monkey on the ball. And caught one high. He's got a free kick as well. He'll be like a young kid, that keen to get going. Down towards half forward. The kick came from Delaney. St Kilda need the next one. Brown gets the hand pass away to Hayes. Got to give a little ground to Knowles. Back to Delaney. Wobbly old ugly punt in towards the pocket region. White couldn't take it, but he's got support. Johnson does it nicely back to White. He can go over the top to Voss. He can go short to Voss, or he can go in towards the pocket to Bolton. It's the latter. Now they stream down the ground. Hart and Voss and co. Here's Hart. A tentative bounce on this new surface. He looks towards right half forward. Black is there. He's got assistance in the form of Chris Scott, who's got one on the eye too. Scott looks towards Lynch. Monkhurst at the back. He's got a height advantage. Power around the body. It's high. Martin and Peckett. Martin couldn't take the mark. Pressure on the Saints defence again. Burke takes the hand pass. Spears it in towards the back pocket. And Ziller is there.
Still just a bit uncomfortable about the Burke matchup on young Luke Power. You've got Delaney, Doug, who's also playing down there. He's got greater speed than Burke, and maybe a switch there. And Lambert goes on to, Burke goes on to Lambert.
Daryl Wakeland started this off. Young to Delaney. Poor kick. Oh, dear.
Bit sloppy, big spider.
Oh.
No, it was a smart decision from the umpire. I knew that there was a fair bit of acting in that. He's just pushed him back.
Voss in the back pocket. 24 points the margin. Saturday night with the roof closed here at Colonial. Lepic a target on centre wing.
Just got to hold him up here and allow the Saints to push some numbers back.
Drift into Daryl. Daryl White in the middle. Another one to Brown. Nice to see him getting a few touches in towards Hart and Martin. Harvey. A tired kick by Harvey. Falls onto the chest of Brown.
Had a couple of Saints players though sitting behind.
Kick. Beautiful kick, and he finds Johnson in the middle. Can go wide to the outer side. Scott is loose and he's got a paddock. Looks down towards the forward line as Freddie Campbell heads for the bench once again. He's warmed that up tonight. Luke Power almost had a run at it. So too Malloy. Jarrett again, the D-man. He's got 3. Forget the K-lines. This is the D9, Jared.
Yeah, it's a good goal. He just scrounced it, didn't he, Doug? And you used to be known as Dancing Doug Hawkins over at the Whitten Oval. He does a fair 2-step here to get some space for himself.
He did the 2-step and then the 3-step, Jared. So that was just brilliant play by Jared Malloy. As Sandy said, he's kicked his 3rd goal now. This is why this side is going to finish in the top 4. They are a very good unit. St. Kilda's had a fair dinkum crack at them, and they've withstood the pressure. They are a good side, Brisbane.
St Kilda kicked the first 3 goals of the second quarter. Brisbane has responded with the next 3. Monkhorst to Hayes out of the centre. Nice little turn by Lenny Hayes, but an equally as good smother by Lambert. And he flicks it over the top. Delightful play. Ashcroft, Lambert again, wider towards Black and Co. Deft little flick by Malloy was exciting. In towards half forward. There's been a whistle. Some illegal shepherding. The advantage is paid. Knowles almost stopped. Now he gives it away to Carr.
On the go-to.
What will he do? He comes back inside and he finds Delaney. 3 minutes remaining. Burke has Hudson wide. Maxey to Trianides. He's on centre wing here at Colonial. Jason Trianides goes long. Now he's got the Spider-Man there. He's got the Spider, but you've also got Darryl White. Huskus. Bolton. Flicking it wide, Ashcroft. Marcus is on the half-back flank.
He's got Tim Notting, who's 30 metres by himself.
To centre wing. The man you speak of. They've really steadied down, haven't they? Voss. Running like a little fish at the moment.
Look at this, Andy.
Lambert comes wide. They're cruising down, line by line. Johnson spearing a worm-burning pass to Alistair Lynch.
They're shot, the Saints. They just haven't been able to go the distance with the work rate, Doug.
Jared, you just wonder when you've got a forward line set up with Tim Watson has put down, then you've got Everett and you've got Lowe. Why would you want to chip the ball around the ground? Why don't you just go down the corral directly and kick the ball long and give them a chance to be one-on-one? I can't work it out.
I haven't got an answer for you, Doug. Sorry to disappoint you.
Lynch has 1 goal, I think, to date.
Just watching the way the Saints pushed down into defence there when there was a clear turnover and they are outnumbered. There was a few blokes there who were running a lot quicker only 10 minutes ago when they had the footy.
Chet Davis back on for Saints as Lynch. Gee, his accuracy from set shots certainly not good in the past couple of weeks. I think last week finished with 5 goals, 5 against Adelaide.
He just overstepped on the final stride there. And, well, Trianides can go long now.
Oh, my hat.
She's missed it by 10 metres.
That's a very poor kick. That could be costly. They're not out of it yet. Power is caught. He loses the football. Why isn't he pinged? Trianides picks himself up. Should he have been pinged, Jared?
Well, I just don't know what it... I'm flabbergasted.
You're speechless. Lynch had it and then lost it. Perhaps took his eye off it. There'll be a ball up 25 metres out from the Brisbane scoring zone.
But you can see why supporters get so frustrated with this rule. I mean, it's been interpreted 3 different ways.
That's a crackerjack tackle by Maxey.
It must have been a prior opportunity situation, but they established the prior opportunity in the very first free kick almost that we highlighted.
A minute remaining. An important minute too for St Kilda. They dearly love another one. Brown round the body. Bolton, if it sits nicely, he might just about have a shot. No, he's a centering ball. Hart is at the back. Lynch is also a target. Wakeland, has he taken a specky? No one has. Brisbane Lion fans thought that Lynch may have down there in the goal square. Not to be, says the umpire.
You can't question, Jared, the commitment of St Kilda in the second quarter. They've had a fair dinkum crack at their tackle. They're harassed. Put enormous pressure on it. I wouldn't seen that one again, but anyway.
Nice little steal, I think it was,
nice
actually.
Nice little steal, yeah. But Brisbane Lions are a class unit. That's why they will certainly finish in the top 4.
I reckon that was a mark, wasn't it?
Question mark. Our statistician Kevin O'Neill nods. That usually means it was. Black out of there. Simon wanted the dozer. Didn't find him. Now, is that deliberate?
Just about, isn't it?
If that's not deliberate, could we have another look at that, Jared?
No, I think that's just fair play. Just whacked out of the middle. Here it is. Let's have a look by Maxey.
Well, that's not deliberate.
Pretty close to it, I reckon.
Oh, Jared. Saturday night. Malloy, the tackler. The ball spills free. That kick's going to be out of bounds. Oh, just bounces inside. Good news for Saints fans. Mitchell having a spell again. He's been on and off the bench. Holding on. You could see quite possibly on your screen, Monkey was held. He's got 15 seconds remaining in the half. They're going to... Lambert got him from behind. Scott tried to intercept. Monkey's now got to give chase. They'll take it over the line. And we've got another throw in, but we might have a siren first up.
Oh, ring the bell, please. Gee whiz. Tim's not sure about that one, but Monkey
wins it decisively to Trianides at the long break. So the Saints started that second quarter so well, hitting back with 3 unanswered goals. The Monkey had spent a lot of time on the bench. He came on, but then Brisbane hit back late in the term. They replied with 3 goals. At half-time, the Brisbane Lions in control here at Colonial, 9-8 to 4-7.
He just...
Don't encourage him.
Oh, sorry, Dip. You're working beautifully, Dip.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Well, let's face it, the Brisbane Lions at the moment are all over St Kilda. I mean, they really made an effort in their second quarter, but this is the quarter. Maybe in reversal, they'll come out at half-time, St Kilda, and maybe kick 10.
Well, the third quarter statistically has been an absolute 9. Get off, Dipper. Third quarter has not been good.
He's
for the
full of wind.
In fact, Sandy, they've only won 1 second half quarter for the season.
And it's interesting because you look back last year as well, as far as scoring was concerned, the third quarter was the Saints' worst for the season.
Just touching on Robert Harvey, Jared, he has gone forward. He's not right. He's going to play in a forward pocket.
He's carrying an injury and he's perhaps carried it for the entire season.
Here we go. Second half at Colonial. The margin was 31 points at quarter time. It's 31 points at half time. What can St.Kilda do as they rip it out of the middle, courtesy of Justin Platt, down towards right half forward. Voss charges at the footy. Good shepherding, sees him clear. He gives it away to Hart, who looks down towards left half forward. They need a flying start, the Saints. Hodgson has it on the back line. Shocking kick by Max. Lappin, little chip forward. Young defends. Comes away towards the middle again. Look out, Justin Packett. He gives it away to Lenny Hayes. Hayes bombs it into the forward line. Malloy, Martin is there as well, and Martin takes it. In front, a couple of grabs to Mickey Martin. Poor kick. A poor kick indeed, but nice for Ivy's grandson, Brett Moyle. Moyle, and that's equally as bad. Young Jeff Brown. He's a solidly built youngster. Takes a fine grab. Gives it off to Martin. Let's hope his kick's a little better now. Freddie Campbell tries to intercept. He's got to go again, does our Fred. He's pushed in the back. And he'll take a free kick.
The Saints are going to look after Spider somehow. They're coming through the middle of the ground and they're just not raising their eyes. Once again, the ball falling 5 metres short of Spider. Kick it up in the air.
Give him a bit of room too, Jared. It's too crowded.
Voss to the outer side. This is where they start their runs. Huskis is away. Just a little chip in towards the middle, and Chris Scott needs a player going past, and there he is. Ashcroft down towards the forward line. Lynch and Wakeland together, they go at it. Malloy, the D9, nicely into the forward line.
Yeah, off you go. He played on to it.
Yes, good call.
Maybe gone. He gone.
Oh, it was worth a try.
Good umpire on that occasion.
Zillow from the back pocket to try and eat it. From one pocket to another. Short to Campbell. Tucks it under his arm. An interesting kick from Fred.
I think in mid-flight there, Jared, he may have changed his mind. He was going to go along. He had Justin Peckett on a lead, but he saw Chad Davis. Yeah, Chad Davis now has gone into a back pocket, picking up Luke Power. Nathan Burke has gone into the centre against Craig Lambert.
Yeah, good to see Bergie going over to Fred and just saying, OK, you made a blue, but just get on with the business.
Yeah, keep going. Notting couldn't take it. Platt neither. Burke in over the top. 4-7 plays 9-8.
You've got a kid like Fred Campbell who's basically new to the club, just playing his first half a dozen or so games of league footy. Everyone's going to make mistakes, and you need your senior players around you just to keep you buoyant.
Moncourse, but Lappin gives it to Voss. He's got a little bit of time to steady. The kick is an absolute beauty. Gee, that's great.
Well, that's the difference, Andy. Saints go up the other end of the ground. They're not kicking it to their advantage. Doug, they're kicking it to the Lions' defenders' advantage, and yet here we have a pretty class act combining, and Alistair Lynch gets another chance at goal.
With a set shot directly in front, 47 metres out. Drop punt straight through the middle. Straight through. Lynch has 2, and the Saints have trouble.
Yeah, you're right there, Jared. It's just the fact that with Michael Voss, he is a class act. He does kick the ball. What he does here, he puts the ball out in front. Good work here by Michael Voss. Wrong side of the body on his left side, left foot. Kicked the ball where he was going to run to, not in front of him there. It was brilliant football by Michael Voss. And an equal kick here by Alistair Lynch to kick his second goal.
Two goals to Alistair Lynch. A good start by the Lions, an awful bounce. Monkhorst shows agility, but then gives it away to Hart, who lost it. Great recovery, though. They've got fantastic backup support. Look at Lambert setting it up, gives it to Bolton. Bolton looks towards right half forward. Scott's making a ton of ground.
Geez, that was a good mark, and good passage of play by the Lions.
Oh, you're off, Christopher. You are off. Bends it round the body. This may be a favourable bounce at the end for the Lions. No, it's going to be Wakeland, who comes dashing clear. He shrugs a tackle, kicks a worm-burning pass towards Stewie Lowe. Stewie, look out, look out, look out. Lost it. Brown, a high ball. Didn't really look where he was kicking, and it leaves 3 St Kilda players there to take the mark, and it was Hutchton who eventually decided it would be his. Off to Young. From half-back towards centre wing. Spider. Can't get into it. Almost a shove in the back. Oh, holding the ball. Down towards Knowles, who marks on centre wing. He wants to go on with it. Knowles towards Moyle. He can play on here. Instead goes back. Now from a standing start. Pumps it high and towards the forward line. They need a rover. They need someone to kick a goal. Justin Pickett can kick a goal. He can, but he didn't. He hit the post.
Good play by 2 of the young players for the St Kilda side. Young Moyle was terrific play by him. And the other young player, I think it could have been Davis out there. I'm not quite sure if it was him or not, but good play by 2 of the young players. Could have been Knowles and Moyle. Terrific play by those 2 young players.
Lepich, just a little toe poke into the back pocket to Johnson. Short to Huskis, pops it almost arrogantly over the top of Spider. Back again to Lepich, who comes to Bolton on centre wing. Freddie's going to have to make extraordinary ground, and he can't. But he applied the tackle, and that was good play. He persisted. Ashcroft loses it to Trianides. Trianides may lose it to the D9. It's over for a throw-in.
Sandy, I've just been thinking about the position that Tim Watson's been in since day one. He's been heavily criticised by a lot of areas of the media for his use of Robert Harvey, particularly in starting him in the forward line, and yet it's probable, or it's very likely, that he's been carrying an injury for the entire season, and he's trying to protect him by playing up in the forward line, but not once has Tim Watson offered that as an excuse.
Now the race is on. Wakeland, Power, the latter forcing it over the line for a throw-in, locking it up in that Brisbane Lions scoring zone. They've kicked the only goal so far this quarter.
I don't think Harvey played too many pre-season games either, Jared. I don't think he had much involvement in the Ansett Cup.
He had a calf problem early, but it didn't look like a calf problem, that footage we saw just before half-time.
Monkey's kick slews off the side of the boot on the full. The Lions get another chance to come forward.
You can just feel the Lions ready to kick about 4 or 5 in a row.
Brown gives it away to Ashcroft. The running machine, Marcus, is away to the right. One behind.
Well, they're back, Doug, aren't they, the Brisbane Lions? They, I know it's only midway through the third quarter, but they just look like the side that we saw so successful last year. Their attitude's right. They're playing for one another rather than for themselves, which appeared to be the case in the first few weeks of the year.
Yeah, no doubt, Jared. Their forward line set up is a lot better than the St. Kilda side at this stage.
Well, they've got Fremantle next week away, and then they've got a couple at home, which would certainly suit them at the Gather. There won't be easy. Essendon and Collingwood. Now let's see if Spider can take a mark at the pack. Who's going to be first to recover? It's Leppich. Swings it across goals towards Hart, forcing Everett to chase. The kick's got to be good here, and it is.
Looks all right, this young kid.
Brown, he got a taste of it last week. Lee used him sparingly, but all reports from the Western District, he is a highly talented player. Jeff Brown, he was with South Warrnambool. This is Huskis to Ashcroft. Thought about knotting and then decided to go himself. Lynch. Distance will test him, but he's got the D9 down in the forward line. One out with Maxie Hudson. The lead is on. Malloy's in front, but he couldn't take it. Simon Black read it beautifully, and he kicks a goal.
You might be right, G. The floodgates could be opening here at Colonial. The roof won't be, but the floodgates.
No, there'll be no squeaks in the floodgates either, Sandy, because they're just going to be prized open, I'm sure, very shortly. Having said that, I mean, the Saints could turn this around, but it would be a turn-up of the most extraordinary proportion, Douglas.
Yeah, no doubt, Jeremy. The thing about the Brisbane Lions, they move the ball quickly into their forward line to give their forwards a chance to be one-on-one. That is a difference between St. Kilda and the Brisbane Lions.
Simon Black becomes the 6th goal kicker for the Brisbane Lions. Brown up against Monkhorst. Oh, and he caught one, did the youngster.
He's having a fair crack, though, Big Monkey.
By gee, he's in trouble. The kid will keep an eye on proceedings there as Platt picks it up and goes wide to the outside. He's poleaxed in the middle of the ground, that boy.
Well, you got Big Monkey right in the middle, midriff. There'd only be one worse spot.
And it's fractionally lower, isn't it? Burke towards Everett. 1, 2 grabs. May get a free kick. No, the advantage is paid. Lappin, who's called to play on, and the Lions do. The kid is up, and that's good news. Lappin burst his way out of the middle, and he's clear. He looks to half forward. Wakeland should mark this, and he does. Because they're one short. Brown's going to have to come off the ground for Bradshaw. He'll just have a little bit of a breather. Had the wind knocked out of his sails. Davis gets the hand pass away to Lowe. Lowe changes direction. Interesting. Lynch over the top. He smashes it to Lappin. They're cruising at the moment. Lappin gives it away to Lambert. Clever kick. Chris Scott just forward of the centre. They've got players streaming down ground. Hart calls for it short. He's got Malloy dropping back into the forward line. Bradshaw's come on. Freddie Campbell's in the hole. Neither can take it. Wakeland needs assistance, and he gets it from Trianides. Flicks it with his left foot towards Peckett, who controlled it well with the one hand. Peckett on centre wing as Delaney stands by to come on for Trianides. Young has it on left half forward. Kicks in towards half forward. Leppich with a big fist. Darryl White with discipline.
A very average kick, though, unfortunately.
Stretch it up for the line. It was interesting, wasn't it? Monkey's off, by the way.
So's Mitchell, Sierakowski on, and also number 6 Delaney.
Different player tonight, Sandy. Justin Leppich, than the one we saw against Port Adelaide, where he was trying to take mark of the year.
My word.
Now he's just going up and doing a defensive punch that Bruce Doyle would be proud of.
Johnson, a dear old flying doormat. Throw in on left half forward. 4-8 St Kilda. Bradshaw wins it. At the back is White. If it sits, he's away. What an interesting little chip that is to Ashcroft. The line begins with Lappin out wide to Leppich. Just got to get past Moyle. Goes over the top to Notting. Delaney might get him. No, he eludes him, and he eludes Hayes. He might go all the way, because he can kick a long bomb in towards full forward. Slap clear. Who's waiting down? Power is there. Breaks free to Scott. Scott is in trouble. Gives it off to Black. Black to Lambert. Lambert goes even better to Power, and Power should finish it off. But he doesn't. He kicks straight into the stomach of Wakeland, and he finds Ivy's boy. And he's got it in the back pocket, Moyle.
Look, Power, just going through one of those passages of your career, Doug, where He's getting the football, but in front of goal, things just not quite working. He's another one who just needs to forget about it, lift your head, and get on with the next.
You're right, Jared. He's just got to finish off a little bit better. And great hands there by Craig Lambert. You got him and Michael Voss with their hands. Sensational.
Here they go again. Ashcroft trying to pinpoint power. Couldn't. Burke sneaks away to Young.
The overlap.
Who's got away from Bolton. Longer to Platt. Back to Young. Maybe now they can set something up. The Spider is the man. Again, the delivery is forgettable. Huskis, around we go again. He'll go to Notting on the outer side.
Well, it's just not working there, Lowe and Everett. They were more
Lepic. Sorry, G.
Oh, it was a great mark from Lepic. But at the other end of the ground, Doug, you saw Spider look for Lowe, Lowe looked for Spider, and the ball got taken chest mark by a Lions defender.
Matthew Young's kick went too long to Jared. You're right there, missed his target. Adam Huskis has been terrific tonight. He's had 13 kicks, 4 handballs and 8 marks off a half-back flank. He set that play up, read the play beautifully.
Let's see what one of last year's All-Australians can do, Justin Lepic. Kicking from just on 50. Problem with the distance, but in going for it, perhaps tagged it a little. I'm just looking at the boundary line, and young Brown is up and running the line, and that's good.
Now just have a look here.
There it is.
Spider. He is
just went over his head, didn't it, Jared?
Yeah,
Kick.
he wasn't concentrating too much on the footy at that stage. He was conscious of big buckets low coming on his left flank.
Zilla from fullback to Delaney.
Go long, you're in trouble.
St Kilda has the Kangaroos next week. That's a sobering thought, isn't it?
I think just about anybody be sobering at the moment, Sandy. They're just playing without a lot of confidence. And to prevent this from being a blowout, Doug, they've just got to keep their heads up and
having a go.
Just
having a go.
Malloy wins it, but it was taken by Platt. Bradshaw will come over the top. 1, 2. Should be his. And he's going to be paid. Now, Lappin called for it short. He can go to Notting short also. We've got about 6 options here. He chooses Johnson, who's usually fairly quick. In towards the 50. Hart, lightning hand pass again. Burke lost it to Power. The left footer will chip around the body. He wanted the D9, didn't get him. But he creates a path for Scott. Goes underground with a hand pass. It's okay. They've got Hart in the pocket. Wants to go on with it. Oh, there's some loose players here at the minute.
Well, Lee Matthews just putting his players all over the place at the moment. We see Daniel Bradshaw kick 3 goals in the first quarter. He's playing a half-back flank. We've seen Chris Scott playing a half-back flank. Looks like he may be playing forward now. So Lee's certainly chucking his players around this stage.
Looks like a bit of blood trickling down the cheek of Chris Scott there. That'd be a bad scratch.
Darryl White
having a spell.
Having a spell. That's interesting. As Scott goes for goal. Big effort. Freddie Campbell's leaving the ground. I'd be interested if Dipper could find out how many times Freddie has been on and off the bench tonight.
I'm on the way.
So I reckon it's a fair few, Dip.
He's just rotating through with a couple of players, Gavin Mitchell. And
well, he's going to be all rotated out.
Tony Brown
tonight. Bolton is an effective spoiler, but waiting down was Delaney. His hand pass just okay to Tony Brown. He looks up towards the half-forward line. Lepic standing alone.
You just can't question, Jared, their commitment, St. Kilda. They've had a fair dig and go at it, but their skill level is way down. They just turn the ball over far too many times. That kick missed his teammate by about 10 metres and by young Brown. Shocking kick.
Lepic on half-back. He goes shorter to Martin, but he wants to go longer. Now, that was almost unforgivable. Lamp took it on the chest, then goes inside 50 once again. Lynch is outmanoeuvred on that occasion by Wakeland. He did it well. Gives it off to Spider Everett, who goes from the full-back line to Robert Harvey. Harvey is a shadow of his former self.
He's in trouble.
I think that really, Jared, can't understand why he's still on the ground if he's that quick. This certainly can't be helping his cause or the team's.
I think whilst there is still a skerrick of a chance that the Saints can win the game, he'll stay on the ground, but once the game is gone, he'll come off. Now turn around and get it on quickly because the Spider is alone.
Everett. He's got Everett, and he's got it.
Well, but that's great running from Spider. He was up the other end of the ground when Darryl Wakeland took that kick, took the mark, and he's followed this passage of play right down to have a shot from point blank.
Michael Voss is in trouble too, but more on that in a moment as Everett kicks the goal.
Looks like Voss coming from the ground here, Sandy, at this stage. Everett's kicked 2 goals and been pretty handy down that forward line. But Voss is coming from the ground. As you said before, Jared, no doubt about Robert Harvey. If he's not right and the game's out of their chances, he's got to come from the ground this stage. Too valuable player.
Michael Voss appears to have problems with his right ankle. So that's not good news for the Lions. I'm sure Dipper will check on that. Any news on those?
Yeah, Freddie Campbell 6 times on and off tonight.
Oh, is that all? Okay. Thought it might have been more. Lambert goes towards Lappin.
Voss's injury, Sandy, isn't some sort of recurrence of what happened to him in the final last year, where he split one of the major ligaments holding the 2 bones together down in the ankle. I'm pretty sure it was the right foot.
Well, let's hope it's not a recurrence. Young's kick. Oh, that's almost a mark. Not going to be paid, so Hayes plays on. Lenny's a long way out, but he wants Everett again. Bradshaw's with him. Bradshaw tried to mark it on that occasion.
We just wonder why they don't do that all the time. We have touched on it many occasions here tonight so far, Jared. The fact, looks like Robert Harvey's coming from the ground. You got Michael Voss off the Brownlow medalist. You got the dual Brownlow medalist, Robert Harvey, coming from the ground. But when you've got a player like Spider Everett up in your forward line at 6'8" or 9", whatever he may be, get the ball in quickly where he's a chance to be one-on-one. He won't let you down.
Directly in front. That's what they want. Everett has 3. The Saints have some hope.
Bradshaw comes from the ground, and I reckon he would be probably being disciplined for not punching from behind. We'll have another look at the Michael Voss injury. There he goes, the big jump. He's come down. Oh, he didn't look good even when he jumped, did he? I think he did. I think he's injured himself before he actually left the ground.
So maybe things turning. Voss with an ankle problem. Everett with 3 goals and on the ball. The next one critical. Bolton arguing with his teammate. Brown has it held him. Good to see the young man back out on the ground, and we've got a ball up.
Sierakowski's now in the goal square. And Spider's into the ruck.
How many goals has Spider kicked this year? Is he not leading the AFL at the moment?
I can tell you exactly. He's kicked 31 as we speak. Hart soccers off the ground, Dipper. Down towards the forward line, and Luke Power. Difficult little spot for the left footer, but well, the door opened because Chad Davis just lost it at the critical moment. McKinnon might make him pay. They go in again hard. Carr was at the bottom of the pack. It's shot out once more. No one taking that one away very quickly. There'll be a bounce, but it's on the 50 for the Brisbane Lions. We have 3 minutes plus remaining in the quarter. And there you can see the scoreline, 44-77.
As we watch Voss getting his ankle retaped, Robert Harvey's had his left hamstring taped up as well. So I reckon that's the problem there, boys.
Everett leaves it on that occasion for Carr. Swings round onto the left foot. He kicks towards Knowles. With him is Shattuck, who wants only one thing, and that's the boundary line.
Gee, Jared, I like the looks of Matthew Carr here tonight. I haven't seen a real lot of the St. Kilda side. Looks like he kicked both sides of the body. Pretty composed sort of young player. So it looks like he might have a bright future for St. Kilda side.
Yeah, I think they've got a number of good young kids. James Begley's another one that's not playing, unfortunately, tonight.
That's better to Platt. Just forward of the centre, and he's called to play on. Got to get around Johnson, and he does. Kicks up towards half forward. Blocking it from behind. Chris Scott can't believe Zira can. Oh, he had low on his own. Chris Scott is furious with that.
It won't worry Sierakowski.
this would make it interesting if you can dot this one.
My word, it would. From 48 metres. He's gone left to Sirrah.
Fair bit of conjecture about that, Mark. What do you think, Doug?
Yeah, I thought the mark was probably there, Jared. He's been pretty reasonable, Zierakowski. Just his last 3 or 4 minutes to get back very quickly and use great vision to find Spider about 4 minutes ago. It was good play by him.
Huskis in the back pocket.
He's had 4 kicks and 3 marks in his term, Doug.
Been all right, hasn't he, Jared?
Yep.
Zierakowski.
Hart leaves it for Brown. You got to play on, kid, and you'll be caught from behind. He kicks towards centre wing, spills free. Tony Brown leaves it for Hayes. Gets a hurried boot to it up towards half forward. Nathan Burke dropped it. Lappin, an interesting little hand pass meant for Huskis. He was too slow. Spider gets it, plucks it out of there. This should result in a goal. Mitchell. He's fired him up. They're still there. Gavin Mitchell gets his first goal, and all of a sudden the third quarter is being a little kinder to the Saints.
Just won't lie down at the moment, Jared, the St Kilda side. They just keep coming, and every time the big fella gets his hands on the ball, that's big Peter Spider Everett. Good play by him to handball the ball over to a teammate, which got the ball to Mitchell, who's been fairly quiet tonight. That's his first goal, a very important goal for the St Kilda side.
So Voss off the ground still for the Lions. St Kilda outscoring them, even though Harvey also is off the ground. In this quarter, I might add. 11-11 play 7-9.
Berg into the middle, Sandy, and I think Gavin Mitchell, as you said in the break, Doug, he's a sort of player that's just got to stay out in the ground. He's got to be given time to sneak a couple of goals.
Try and eat his court. Back towards Mitchell again. Gets a hurried kick. Huskis should chop it off. Needs help. He got rid of it. Zierakowski gave away the free kick. He did get rid of it. And Huskis just slowing it down with a minute remaining in the quarter. He'll come to Lepic across the ground and change traffic. He'll draw Spider and pop it over the top to Brown. He's going to have to be quick. It's a turnover. Young, but he's caught. Beautiful tackle. That was done by Bolton. It comes to Lepic. Lepic bounces his way to centre wing. Spirals an ugly punt kick to the half-forward line. And Carr takes it. Now, when you can put the D9 down, you're fairly strong. That's exactly what he did. Had a look back and said, too bad. Here goes Ivy's boy. Moyle to centre wing. Suddenly, Sirrah has it again to Platt. He's 60 out. We're close to siren time. 28 seconds. St Kilda needs a mark.
Play on.
Mitchell, call the play on. Low at the back. A chip by Stewie. Oh, he's still there. Low gets his first goal for the night.
Just guts is getting them back into this game. They're shot to pieces 10 minutes ago, the Saints, and they've refused to lay down and die. They're getting some individuals lift. Their backline, I think, Sandy, has been quite sensational. We've seen Matthew Carr come up with some good marks. Wakeland doing well. They've thrown Chad Davis down there. They're winning the ball out of the centre. And really, they've got nothing to lose. But Lee Matthews would know that when a side comes in this position, you've got to bury them. They had the opportunity to bury them only 5 minutes ago, but the Saints have fought back to make a game of it.
Just 15 seconds remaining. One would doubt whether there'd be any score, although Young surges it down towards Mitchell. He's like Grease Lightning, but he loses it to Johnson.
Played well.
Does it very nicely. And a beautiful pass. Too late for Lambert to convert from Malloy. It's three-quarter time, and Tim Watson very quickly
You can sniff it.
out onto the ground. Maybe he can sniff it. Who knows?
Why wouldn't he be pumped up?
Ago.
Why wouldn't he be pumped up? I mean, you're a quarter away from your first victory, perhaps. They kicked 4 goals in the last 7 minutes, though.
They're back in the game.
Three-quarter time. The Lions are 11-11. The Saints are 8-9.
Delaney, because he is crook. There's no doubt about that. Be it a hamstring or perhaps a groin of some description, he's in trouble. Big Monkey also coming from the ground.
It's definitely a hamstring, I think, there, Jared. I've just checked on Bossy. Just rolled his ankle, as you mentioned.
Yep.
They've retaped it and he's ready to go.
Yeah, low into the ruck now. Spider, it's gone to full forward. Michael Voss, 3 kicks, 11 handballs.
So here we go, the final quarter. 20 points is the margin. It was 31 at quarter time, 31 at half time. The Saints made a mini charge. Lowe is on the ball. Brown says of the umpire, please get out of the way and give me a chance to run at it. Lappin finds it on his chest. First goal so important. Power takes the mark. Directly in front, 46 metres out.
Yeah, he just played Chad Davis, a youngster in that position. He played him on a break, had the back position. Davis pushed forward and he really had no idea once the ball had gone over his head.
From Baldwin originally, this 20-year-old has kicked one so far tonight, and that was at this end of the ground. Good looking kick. Great start for the Lions in this final quarter.
That's better from Luke Power. He just went back, very deliberate on that occasion. It was a bad turnover in the middle for the Saints. They had relative control. We'll follow it through, but it ends up with Nigel Lappin. Good pressure there from Hart to bring big buckets low down himself. And there you see the quick chip kick going to Lappin, who just sets it up. Dangerous play there. And it results in a Brisbane goal.
A sorry sight for St.Kilda fans, with Robert Harvey on the sidelines. Power getting the first goal of this final quarter. 12-11, plays 8-9. Again, that umpire, what is he doing?
Johnny Harvey at his absolute best.
My hat. Power gives it away. Danger signs again as Hart has it for Brisbane. He pokes it out wider for Ashcroft. Ashcroft, clever little tap out. That was beautifully done to Black, who got through heavy traffic. Off to Power, this time forced onto the right boot. Where are the Flyers? Lynch there. The D9 stays down. Brown gets clear of him and goes away to the outer side. Lappin leads in the race. Peckett comes from the other side and he's going to get there first. Pressure to the line by Michael Martin, and we've got a throw in.
There's the umpire once again here. Stuart Lowe going in for the bounce. John Harvey got, well, he didn't have much chance to get out the way. He bounced the ball. He went the back, but to the bounce, the ball went over his head. The umpire, Stuart Lowe ran straight in the back of him. Centre breaks here. St. Kilda 15, Brisbane 7.
I think you're entitled to rebounce it in that situation.
Exactly right.
Do you reckon, Jared?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was
Either that or the umpires have got shepherding stats.
or throw it up.
We've seen a few umpires go down lately in the last 3 weeks. Maybe they're targets.
We saw
Leave that alone, Dipper.
Yeah,
we saw
touching that dipster.
We saw Andrew Coates go down today at Optus Oval between Carlton and Port Adelaide. I think he did an anterior cruciate. Jared.
Serious?
Yeah, I think it might be a total knee reconstruction. I'm not sure about that.
57 plays 83. On the outer wing, it's picked up by Lappin, and he floats a high ball towards right half forward. Malloy, one of the Flyers. No one able to take it cleanly. Comes to Delaney, but he's under the pump. They want a couple of very, very quick goals to have any chance at all. These young kids have been good like Knowles. An arrogant shove by Lowe, and what is termed an illegal shove by Lowe is going to see a turnover. And that boy is not 100%.
With Power, I think it may be.
He's obviously just copped one in the mush from Stuart Lowe.
What about the second one?
I think Stu was saying something about an act there.
That was the first one.
I don't know there'd be too much of an act somehow. He's no good.
I think it was the second incident there, boys. We saw the first one. I think there might have been a backup one to that one.
Would you like to elaborate, Doug?
Well, there might have been a little bit in it, maybe.
Lynch will be a Flyer. Not good enough. Lowe has the answer. The bucket hands do the job. Trianides takes the mark. Came from Knowles off to Delaney. He runs through the centre. Important now. Brown in front of Everett. He was standing in the hole. Sirakowski waits down. Oh, Sira does well. Gets through heavy traffic and gives it to Brown. Brown flicks to full forward. Leppich is in front. It's stolen over the back. Is
Leppich.
it?
Oh, Leppich.
Leppich has got it. Leppich has got it. Chad Davis tried a Ronnie Biggs. And he got caught.
It was better, though, for Spider Everett coming up to make the contest at centre-half forward.
Ashcroft towards Malloy to the boundary line.
Well, I'm sure the Saints at three-quarter time would have said to themselves, well, the only time we have scored points is we see Robert Harvey with an ice pack on the hamstring, as Dipper told us. But they would have, I'm sure, spoken about the West Coast game when they were seemingly out of it, 3 or 4 goals down. And they charged home just to snatch a draw.
Burke charged.
Oh, well
and he goes again. Magnificent play. He gives it to Ivy's boy. He can score. Moyle has scored.
Well, Ivy will be ecstatic. Ivy's boy has done the job. He's got a couple to get. But look at Nathan Burke just charging through there. It was a handy little throw that was well disguised.
Great vision there, Jared, by the skipper Nathan Burke to find young Brett Moyle, who showed a lot of potential tonight. That was a very important goal. That keeps St Kilda's hopes alive. Terrific play by the young fella.
Lee Matthews knows that the game is still to be won. And if the Saints can get the next goal, Doug, they will be pretty much hard to stop.
Well, they just keep trying, aren't they, Jared? They're having a fair dinkum crack at it there.
Win it out of the middle again. Look at Boone.
Go the way.
It's like a Mack truck. 60 metres out. Spider's his man. Can he recover? No, he can't. Johnson is at the back. He's called to play on. White thought about conceding it behind. Then he just chips into the back pocket. Had a couple of options there. Voss or Hart. Take your choice. Comes to Hart. That's dangerous because Spider gets underneath it. Leppich has got to beat him. He may try and sock off the ground. No, he does it well to Martin. But Martin can't trap it. And
Good pressure by Everett.
Hey, Spider says, we're not done with yet.
Tell you what, though, I don't think there's much more exciting than a midfielder just charging out from the middle of the ground, Doug, from a centre bounce. Obviously, it's exciting if he kicks a goal. Berkey let us all down there and didn't kick it.
No doubt, Jared. The good thing about St Kilda, they're playing with a lot of passion, a lot of pride at the moment.
Oh, no, I don't think you should underwrite either the Brisbane Lions. They haven't been all that flash away from home, but that's the sort of stuff that's got them into the position they are. Great tackling there.
Over the line with Lappin on the outer side. Listen to them. Some of those fans are going berserk, and I don't think they're addressing the players.
I told you they're targets.
Parenthood being questioned again. Spider wins it. They get a goal here. The roof could come down. I hope not. It's brand new. Tony Brown under the pump.
He's got a free kick though, Sandy.
Yes. Is he going to take it, or is Moyle going to take it? I've got an idea. It could be Ivy's boy again. We'll never hear at the end of it from Ivy, you know.
He's been great, Sam. He's had 7 kicks, 5 handballs and 7 marks and kicked a goal, young Moyle. Been very good.
Goes short. Spider, virtually from a standing start. He got underneath that. He won't make the distance. He goes into the pocket, goes over, and we've got a throw in the left forward pocket. 20 points the margin, 15 minutes remaining.
Well, there's only 2 players inside 50 in the forward line for Brisbane. That's Luke Powell and Chad Davis. Looks like Alice Lynch is going down there as well.
Spider, caught, Burke, a snap away to the right. On the full, so a little bit of respite for Brisbane.
There's the Brisbane forward line. Not a lot of players in that area, but Saints have had a couple of opportunities, and the way this match has been going, if you don't take your opportunities, then the opposition go forward and kick goals.
Voss tests out that ankle, goes to Darryl White.
It's a great kick, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Darryl is as cool as they come. Beautifully done to Brown, almost down to the centre of the ground. This young kid. He looks towards the 50. Oh, Wakeland crashed into his own teammate. That could be costly. Leppich gets an interesting call, and the hand pass is fascinating. Hodgson tried to take it away from Davis. Eventually does to Young. They're still on half-back. He's got Peckett running and he uses him now. Justin Peckett draws the player. Over the top to Moyle. Here he goes again. He's loving this senior footing. How good this, he says to his grandmother. The hand pass is good to Carr. Carr into half forward. Voss drops what he should have taken. Gets the hand pass away. It's shoveled to Huskis. Huskis has got another one clear. And Ashcroft gives it back to Voss. They're out of trouble. Towards Lepage. 1-2 grounds. He marks on centre wing.
Well, the Saints have pushed some extra players back into defence, but when they came forward, they just had to hold the ball up and maintain possession.
Ashcroft. Mitchell is leaving the ground for Frederick Campbell. Low up from the back, an effective spoiler. Waiting down now is Hayes. He gives it back to Zeller, who pumps it high. Straight down the throat, is it of Johnson? Well, the charging pack came at him. Trianides had it and lost it. Freddie's just come. Whoa. Go, Frederick! He does go! He still goes! But his kick is going to let him down. It's away to the left.
He's got some tricks though, Freddie.
Oh, has he what?
Here, like 18 metres.
Yeah, he definitely extended the distance run. But I thought the sharp handball would have been the one. Here he is. There was the handball over the top to Trianides, who would have been running on his left. They keep coming here, the Saints, and Lee Matthews continues to throw around the bench, and Brown coming off the ground. And it will be Daniel Bradshaw to come into the ruck.
19 points the margin. Martin has it back pocket. There's some real tension here tonight. The Lions had, I guess, the toughest start to the season. 4 weeks on the road. A welcome week at home, but sadly they lost their president and the man who'd done so much for the game up there, Ian Piper, during the week. And now they're back on the road again, and that's an awful kick, I'm afraid. Lynch, he came straight through Lynch. He was storming through. Here's Luke Power. Maxie won't get back there.
Well, I was just going to say, Gerard and Sandy, that the Saints, if they have any chance to win this game, would need to kick the next goal. The turnover from Stuart Lowe there was ordinary. To a player of his standards, the kick missed his target by about 5 metres. You can't do that.
It wasn't a very flash kick, Doug, there's no doubt. But Luke Power now with the pressure on him, and he hasn't let the side down. 2 important goals to Luke Power in this term. A pretty handy player now. He made a blue, we know, in the 3rd term, which I'm sure he won't like to add to his highlights tape. But that's a great kick from Simon Black. Great vision he has, and he used it to the Lions' advantage there.
He's been a good player down there, Gerard, in that forward line. We're kicking his 3rd goal.
Ember in the middle now, low the full forward.
3 goals now to Luke Power. And time may be an enemy as far as St Kilda is concerned. Malloy marks inside 50. Thought about someone going past. Still thinking about it as the big D9.
Once again, we see Spider Everett clearly winning the tap, but it's been the Brisbane Lions to take the ball away.
Clap off, Monkhorst on as I speak. Malloy's a long way from home. He goes with a drop punt. By gee, that's a big punt. That is a big kick. Bradshaw was a flyer. Through his hands from behind.
Lenny Hayes having a bit of a breather at this stage.
Craig Lambert having a chat. Monkhorst back on. Also back on is Knowles. As Dougie said, Lenny Hayes having a spell. 11 minutes remaining. Ziller under pressure from Lappin, but he takes the mark from Burke. Wants to give it back to him, and eventually does. They run it out of half-back. Up towards Trianides. He's got to beat a couple. Gee, that was an effective spoil. Trianides had front spot, but behind him was White. And Huskis, who's got a bit of cramp. Might have more than cramp.
An ankle.
He's done an ankle. He's hopping off the ground.
It's definitely cramp, boys.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Dipper. Well, he's made a lightning change. Look at that pluck. That's a dead set pluck.
And Martin's going to go on and bury the Saints.
He can just amble in. And he's missed. Well, I'm having a look at Huskis. Could be a calf problem, who knows? As we look at that mark again from Malloy.
Yeah, that's cramp in the calf.
So he continues to receive attention. Voss drops what he should have taken. Brown tries to give it away. Malloy says, blow this, I'll come through and tidy it up. Well, he does, but he almost threw it out to Black, who gleefully accepted it, kicks to half forward, almost a mark to Powell. Oh, he's going to pay it. Was he paying the mark with a free kick? A bit of holding?
Bit of holding, Sandy, maybe there.
A bit of holding. Chad says, you're kidding.
Lee Matthews has isolated this as a matchup that's going to suit him. And he's put Luke Power into that key forward position, and he's done the job for him.
Power could bury them. There was no one in the square at all. And that's a very poor miss.
But I think Tim Watson needs to address that matchup. Chad Davis is a talented youngster, but under the pump in the defensive area, he just needs a little bit more experience.
Better suited the forward line, I think, Jared Chad Davis at this stage.
Peckett. St Kilda want goals badly. Oh, it's an interesting kick out. Burke was the target. Now they've got to try and get it out of this danger zone. Oh, the umpire's gone down again. What has happened to John Harvey tonight?
Well, was that John again?
No, that's not John. That's Justin Schmidt.
That's Justin, is it?
I don't know whether they went out before this game. Oh, had they been going down. Still inside 50. Hodgson.
Oh, had a good game.
Beautifully done.
Yeah.
Got out of trouble, Maxie, and he gives it away to Peckett. Draws the player, then pops it out wider to accommodate Young. He's on half back. Back to Peckett again, who's run down. Now they've got to get a goal out of this if they don't have any chance. Scott chases. Scott persists. Well done, Chris Scott. Towards full forward, and Lynch just steps in front of Everett. That's got to be 50.
Gee, Freddie just came in and pushed him over, and he may have collected Spider's nose on the way through.
Was it not 50?
Looked to me.
Could have been.
Play goes on. Bolton took on a couple. Carr is fairly impressive. Zilla, long way from home. Everett and Lynch again.
It's a free kick.
He's got to be free kick, surely.
Spider
And now that's deliberate.
asking the question. Here comes the square up.
Yeah. Just taking a bit of a chat there with Derek Humphrey-Smith.
Spider thought this one through, he'd just run away from it, which he has done, because Gavin Mitchell, who's now right footer attempting a shot at goal, has got a much better chance given that he can run around.
Oh my hat. Goes into the pocket. Everett is there. Lynch too will see it over, or close to it, and eventually a throw in with Shattuck seeing it across the line. Aaron Shattuck from Woodville, West Torrens. One of the youngest players in the Brisbane lineup. Still a teenager. And it looks as though the Lions are going to make it 3-3 after 6. Voss to Mark. Remember, they came into this game without Jason Ackermanis, without Bo McDonald. Wakeland back to Peckett. Time against St Kilda now. They kick towards half forward. Leppich couldn't take it. Everett a chance. The hand pass is going to be okay. Held for a long time by Knowles. He gives it away now towards Mitchell. Mitchell flicks it round the body to no avail. Another behind.
They've done particularly well, the Brisbane Lions, getting those numbers into defence around Spider. He hasn't really had a lot of chances to move and pick up the easy shot at goal. And if the ball's come to ground, there's been plenty of support players for the Brisbane Lions.
65 plays 92. Shattuck. Saints have got Harvey sideline. They've got Lenny Hayes on the bench. Malloy got a hand to it. Oh, beautifully done. Down to Lappin. Over the centre he goes. Chris Scott, what a fly.
Chad Davis has ended up with the mark.
Gives it off to Young, who from half-back converts towards Burke. The two helmeted ones see it over.
just talking about the St Kilda side, Sandy and Jared, there's probably 7 players through bad form or being injured. You look at Barry Horde, Jason Heatley, Austin Jones, Joe McLaren, Damien Ryan, Andrew Thompson and Shane Wakeman could probably come into the best side for the St Kilda team.
Yeah, no question of that. Andrew Thompson, a late withdrawal tonight. There's a one-hander, not plucked in. Gee, Power's dangerous, isn't he? This little left footer in front of goal. Maxie Hutchton needs a kind bounce here. I wouldn't call it kind, but he has got time.
Got to come back up the middle of the ground and go to, say, a Stuart Lowe who gives him the marking option.
Delaney, it's a high ball. Lenny is back on the ground. And he's come back with a shove. Sting going out of this game now as Bolton has it on the outer side. Goes towards Brown, who can run on. He elects to. Just chipping it in towards Scott. And he caught one. But he also took a strong mark.
I thought John might have come in and awarded a 50 there because Chris Scott looked as if he caught one right in the ear, Doug.
Yeah, he was fairly late. His opponent on that occasion was Matthew Carr's been pretty impressive tonight. He did cop one. He's got 2 over the crew then.
Yeah, it was a good right.
He got left and a right, yeah.
Golly. So Scott to have a shot from 38 metres.
He plays golf off about 4 down at the National. You'd imagine he'd be very accurate from in close, Sandy.
Oh, it's home.
And he is. Nine.
She's all over. I saw somebody gargling in the stand just a couple of minutes ago.
Well, hey, Jared, it was always going to be a tough game for Brisbane.
Yeah.
I mean, St Kilda's had their backs to the wall. They've had that meeting there down at Neil Roberts' house, and they're under the pump, and they're certainly going to come out and have a crack at them, and they've withstood the pressure, been very, very good.
Jared's trying to get on the other ship as we speak.
Sausages.
65 plays 98. She's all over now.
Blood rule, Sandy, and the D9 is coming from. I believe he's got an oil leak.
He's been good, hasn't he, Jared Malloy's hard at the footy. Kicked three goals for him as well.
Yep, all in the first half. He kicked 2 in the first term. And Huskis, who was suffering that cramp in the calf, has come out and replaced his mate.
Big Monkey having a breather.
Tim Watson just has thrown Spider in. Platt goes to full forward.
So Everett on the ball against Bradshaw. Spider perhaps went a little early. Out of the middle, important. Brown, a good hand pass. He's done some good things tonight. To Martin, to Scott. Didn't take the mark, but has time to play on. Well smothered. Well smothered by Justin Pickett as he gives it to Brown, who flicks it to Burke. Needs assistance here because Martin's at him like a little bull terrier, and he gets him close to the line.
Pickett and Young give him a bit of drive on that half-back flank at the stage. Young's had 26 possessions, Pickett's had 15. I know a couple of turnovers have been pretty crucial by both players, but both players had a real crack here tonight.
I think the point you made a few minutes ago, Doug, with the likes of Shane Wakeland, Heatley and Hall in particular, when the Saints were up and running and playing their best in '97, those guys were kicking big goals.
Nossie Jones up in their midfield was a very important player as well.
Here's Hutchton kicking to half forward. Lepage came in from the side. So too did Shattuck, but his kick was partly smothered. Well done by Hayes. Off to Brown. A high ball in towards full forward. Platt. One behind.
Club's just given away 50 metres, Sandy, for that errant kick afterwards.
Now, Huskis didn't last long at all. He's back off. And Malloy is back on. So no addition to the score. And 50, and it sees Black at half back, kicking to Lynch on centre wing. Malloy asks for it. .32 points the margin. So really, there's been very little change since quarter time when the margin was 31 points. St Kilda made a mini charge with 4 goals in 7 minutes at one stage, but that was all. Brown to take it. They've certainly had a dip tonight, though, the Saints. Waiting down is Lappin. Charged at Wakeland. The door opens for Burke. Taken to ground, and he's gang tackled. The question is asked, and the end result, according to Derek Humphrey-Smith, is a bounce.
What a ripper he is, Jared. Nathan Burke, over many years. He's a terrific player. He's had 23 possessions again here tonight. He leads from the front. He just has a feeling and crack every time he steps out in the ground.
Yeah, he's worked his butt off, there's no doubt about that. And I'm sure Lee Matthews, Sandy, would be very pleased with this victory, because I think it does send Alan Piper away with a victory, their former president, who passed away during the week. And I think he would have been bitterly disappointed if the troops couldn't muster the fight to come up with a victory, because he did fight for the Brisbane Lions and footy in general up there in Queensland for many years.
Exactly right. Not just the Lions, as you said, but for the AFL. Hence the black armbands tonight. Voss, White, chip to Notting. Thought about Bolton, but then elects to go longer. He's got Brown and co down on half forward, but the youngster is beaten by Wakeland. Good mark. Off he goes to Peckett. To the outer side, and Trianides. He can go down the forward line here, deep into the forward line. A good-looking kick. They need a mark from Campbell or Co. Who's down there? Mitchell is there as well, but Shattuck defends. Finds the line as he passes Tony Brown. And a crowd tonight of 18,194.
That's doesn't look that many out there, Sandy, at this stage, but
I think a few may have left early, Doug.
yes.
Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Trianides over the line at the expense of Martin. As I said, the Saints next week have the Kangaroos. Brisbane are on the road again. This time to Subiaco.
Either that, Doug, or a few staunch St Kilda supporters may have gone somewhere else for a little bit of solace.
A bit of comfort.
A little bit of liquid solace.
Trianides kick is marked by Voss. He's at half back, and with just 2 minutes 22 remaining, the Brisbane Lions will record 4 premiership points as Frederick gets caught. He loses it. Ashcroft picks it up now. They're all looking pretty tired, and who can blame them? Lappin. Good shepherding, sees Leppich clear, and the shepherding was done by Brown. Leppich can spear a pass in towards Power. Can't take it on the half volley, but recovers. He trapped it magnificently, but then he gave it away. Now he goes and he gets it again. He loses the footy, but by G persisted. The Hayes hand pass to Trianides, okay. Off to Lowe in the centre. Stewie Lowe steadies. Pinpoints a man in Campbell, but they've got a couple on him. Shattuck was one of them. Taken towards the line and kept in play by Knowles, only to see it taken by White. Darryl White on the last line of defence. So Tony Brown not going to celebrate his 100th game tonight, sadly, with a win. Notting marks in the back pocket.
You think, Sandy, he must have a couple of quiet ones, I think, tonight, Tony Brown?
Yeah.
Been the best victory for the Brisbane Lions. We know the Saints haven't been in great form, but it's the way they've gone about their business. They just look as if they've settled back into playing good, solid, professional footy.
Leppich has a couple of bounces, beautifully done to Johnson.
Giving them some run off the back line has Johnson, and Lee Matthews will be pleased. This kid is a super talented player. He's a best and fairest winner at one of your old clubs, Doug, the Fitzroy Lions, and now playing for the Brisbane Lions. He's taken his time to find his best, but who knows? We may be just about to see the very best of this kid.
Always had the potential, Jared, but sometimes can be a little bit inconsistent. He's been tried forward and gone back, but tonight he's been first class tonight.
Low off as we speak. Monkhorst on. Johnson for goal. Did he sneak it in? He did from behind.
And combining there was Justin Leppich playing fullback and Chris Johnson playing back pocket. Not a bad effort. I mean, you've got to go at the right time, and I think perhaps a couple of weeks ago a few of the defenders overcommitting themselves and spending too much time looking to kick a goal rather than defending their own goal.
Pickett to Davis, who wants Trianides. He's got him. but not after a good effort by Notting. Oh, beautiful interception here by Black against Everett. Power over the top. They might finish with a goal. Scott gets it. And that's just about the last kick of the day. It is the last kick of the day. Chris Scott finishes with 2 goals. In the end, the Brisbane Lions pretty convincing winners. 15-15, 105. St Kilda a 9-12, 66, 39 points the margin. Let's go down to the boundary line. Dipper with the D9.
Yeah, I'm with the D9 himself, but an important win by the Lions tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, with Alan Piper dying during the week. It was a big moment for us.